Chapter 1257. Within the true ruins divine country, inside a huge mechanical stronghold covering an area of 1 million kilometers. I can finally begin. Unfortunately, I'm still missing the main material, Secret Origin Stone. If I can find Secret Origin Stone, I can refine a level 7 stronghold that surpasses Shizu technology. Standing quietly in a square, Yang Feng looked at a spherical machine with a diameter of 10,000 kilometers on a platform, and regret flashed in his eyes. That ball-shaped machine was the prototype of the Shizu's level 7 base. It was engraved with countless mysterious runes. Traces of incomparably mysterious light revolved around it, and an incomparably huge amount of energy continuously surged from all directions, entering the ball-shaped mechanical body. Secret Origin Stone is a very rare and precious ore. As long as a little is mixed in, it can increase the strength of various alloys. At this time, once a semi-finished level 7 stronghold is mixed with Secret Origin Stone, its defense will increase by 1,000 times. By then, even a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse will find it difficult to break the defenses of the level 7 stronghold. Yang Feng looked at the prototype of the level 7 stronghold with anticipation in his eyes. After adding Kunmo Dusk Stone, the might of the level 7 stronghold will be even more terrifying. I'm really looking forward to the day it is completed. Once the level 7 stronghold is successfully built, Yang Feng is confident that he can quell even a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse. After all, the level 7 stronghold is not just made of Shizu technology, but also a fusion of the Warlock civilization, Blasteel race, Shido civilization, and some high-energy laws of the universe. Yang Feng's path has two cores. One is the essence of Devour, and the other is machinery. This level 7 stronghold carries Yang Feng's other path of machinery. Yang Feng mused, now I can travel the many eternal relic sites on the eternal path. With a slight flash of light, Yang Feng disappeared from where he stood. Countless runes flickered on the prototype of the level 7 stronghold, and it became more powerful. Ripples flickered, and Pinnacle Warlock Monarch rank battle robots appeared in front of the prototype of the level 7 stronghold. Many mechanical tentacles extended out from the base and pierced into the bodies of the Ruler Series battle robots. Mechanical eggs engraved with countless mysterious runes suddenly appeared and wrapped around the Ruler Series main battle robots. Inside the mechanical egg, the Dominator Series battle robots were constantly evolving and becoming more powerful. Traces of immortal might slowly permeated the mechanical egg. The most terrifying ability of the level 7 stronghold of the Shizu is the Ruler Evolution, which enables Warlock Monarch rank ruler robots to evolve to the Holy Step. In theory, if there are 10,000 holy experts besieging a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse, they can even kill a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse. Unfortunately, it was extremely difficult to produce a saint. Even the Eternal Emperor clan and the various vassal clans only had 1 or 200 saints. Moreover, these holy ones are not puppets. They have their own beliefs and thoughts. As such, it is impossible for them to besiege a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse. Because of this, the evolution ability of the Shizu's 7th level battle base was so terrifying. If there were enough Saint-class battle robots, they could even fight against an emperor. Eternal Relic Site, the 7-color Eternal Canyon is filled with colorful light. There was a river formed from 7-colored rays of light in the Eternal Canyon, and numerous saints sat quietly near the 7-colored river as they gazed at it. From time to time, 7-color beasts will appear in the colorful river. Every time a 7-color beast is slain, the Holy Ones will be able to absorb the laws and power contained in the 7-color beast. Suddenly, the Rainbow River roiled, and then numerous rainbow beasts that emanated a rainbow glow surged out from within the river. They howled as they pounced towards the saints. With flashes of powerful energy, the Holy Ones pounced on the 7-color beasts. A great sun golden crow shone brightly, and its entire body was enveloped in sun-divine flames as it battled with a 7-colored flame horse. Sun god fire and 7-color light intertwined and fought. In the end, the 7-color flame horse was torn to shreds by the great sun golden crow, and 7-color light entered the great sun golden crow. With a flash of light, the great sun golden crow turned into a handsome young man with a gloomy look on his face. A beautiful girl in yellow, who looks to be 18 or 19 years old and has a golden horn on her head, stepped forward and said with a look of admiration on her face, "Big Brother E, you're amazing. The 7-color flame horse is comparable to an intermediate holy step powerhouse in terms of battle prowess, yet you killed it so easily. Amazing." Yuan Yang sighed faintly. What's the big deal about killing a 7-color flame horse? Compared to that person, I'm still far behind. If it's him, then even the 7-color Eternal Canyon's king beast is not his match. A disapproving look on her face, the girl in yellow said with a smile, "How is that possible? The 7-color Eternal Canyon's king beast is comparable to a quasi-Empyrean rank existence. In the entire Eternal Scar Road, there are few people who are its match. Big Brother E, is the person you're trying to chase a quasi-Empyrean rank monster?" Yuan Yang said unhurriedly, "He's not a quasi-Empyrean yet, not yet." The 7-colored river suddenly churned, and countless 7-colored beasts let out waves of earth-shaking roars as they flew towards the deepest part of the canyon. With a flash of 7-colored light, a 7-color cloud beast with a dragon's head, a lion's head, a leopard's head, a human's body, 4 arms, and a long scorpion tail emerged from the 7-colored river. King Beast! A 7-color cloud beast. King Beast, why is it here? When the many saints next to the 7-colored river saw the king beast, their faces changed dramatically, and they cast secret methods to flee in different directions. The king beast is the most terrifying overlord in the 7-color canyon. It lives in the deepest part of the canyon and rarely appears. Once it appears, many saints will die. When Yuan Yang saw the king beast, his face changed dramatically, and he pulled the girl in yellow and turned into a stream of fire and fled into the distance. A quasi-Empyrean rank existence can easily kill a saint. What's going on? The king beast didn't attack. It seems to be guarding against something. All of a sudden Yuan Yang's heart stirred, and he looked towards the void. Ripples appeared in the void, and a figure walked out of the ripples, revealing himself. A complicated look in his eyes, Yuan Yang uttered, "It's him, the Heaven Holy. The Heaven Holy. That's the Heaven Holy." This king beast should have appeared because of the Heaven Holy. The saints who were running for their lives stopped in their tracks and started to discuss among themselves. The 7-color Eternal Canyon's king beast stared at Yang Feng with a vigilant expression. Countless runes shone on Yang Feng's body, and he took a step forward, appeared in front of the king beast in an instant, and sent a fist barreling towards the 7-color cloud beast. The 7-color cloud beast radiated with 7-colored light, and its 3 heads sprayed black deathly light, white divine light of purification, and gray light of destruction. The 3 rays of light swept towards the sky, and the star directly crumbled and shattered. Boom! Boom! The rainbow light continued to shine, causing the entire void to tremble. Terrifying energy shockwaves spread out in all directions. The girl in yellow asked with an intelligent look, "Big Brother E, is that the person you have been chasing?" Yuan Yang's eyes shimmered with a complicated ray, and he sighed faintly, "Yes, that is the person I have been chasing. The Heaven Holy Yang Feng." When Yuan Yang went to the Battle Demon sect to challenge Yang Feng, he was in high spirits. Since his defeat at Yang Feng's hands, he buried all his pride in his heart and desperately climbed upwards. In the end, he surpassed many geniuses and promoted to a Holy Spirit Warlock. No matter when, a Holy Spirit Warlock is a pinnacle existence in the universe. Even in the age of eternal sovereigns, Holy Spirit Warlocks were pinnacle powerhouses and the protectors of superior races. But when Yuan Yang saw that the target he has been chasing can already fight a quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse and gain the upper hand, he naturally felt very complicated. The girl in yellow smiled sweetly and held Yuan Yang's hand. "Big Brother E, don't give up. One day, you will catch up to him. Even if you can't catch up to him, you can still see many beautiful sceneries on the way." Yuan Yang was silent for a while, then looked at the girl who has accompanied him for many years after he entered the Eternal Path, and a gentle look flashed in his eyes. "That's right. Even if I can never catch up to him, I can still see many beautiful sceneries on the way. June, let's get married after we leave here." Jiyun's beautiful eyes burst out with a brilliant look, and she smiled like a flower. Okay. A cyan halberd radiance pierced through the Beast King's body and decapitated it. A black hole suddenly appeared and swallowed the Beast King. Countless runes flickered, and the seven-colored king beast only persisted for a while before it collapsed and turned into a tremendous force that entered Yang Feng's body. I didn't expect to meet an acquaintance here. After Yang Feng devoured the seven-colored king beast, he glanced at Yuan Yang and revealed a look of surprise. Then he withdrew his gaze, and his figure fluttered and disappeared. The seven-color eternal canyon, the brilliant divine domain, the eternal star, Yang Feng traveled through these eternal relic sites in search of the mysteries of eternity. Every time he leaves an eternal relic site, Yang Feng's strength increases greatly. Chapter 1258. Eternal relic sites are secret realms established by Eternals at the time. When these eternal relic sites were in their heyday, they could even suppress Warlock Emperor rank powerhouses. However, after they were destroyed and turned into relic sites, few of them can threaten Empyrean rank powerhouses. Except for a few mysterious and intact eternal relic sites, the rest only have the power to threaten quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses. Even most eternal relic sites can't threaten the life of quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses. At this time, Yang Feng's strength has far surpassed that of ordinary quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses. As such, he can naturally crush ordinary eternal relic sites. In the Whale Continent, Yang Feng obtained a fruit that surpassed the eternal divine fruit and changed his potential completely, causing his aptitude to undergo earth-shaking changes. When he transmigrated to the Zhangji Plain, Yang Feng was just an ordinary earthling with low soul aptitude. But after various evolutions, Yang Feng's aptitude has surpassed that of countless powerhouses in this universe, and he has become a peerless supreme genius. 100 years passed in the blink of an eye. During this time, Yang Feng has traveled to one eternal relic site after another. In the central starfield of the Eternal Path, even the eternal relic sites controlled by eternal Empyrean races are open to Yang Feng for him to explore. Of course, in exchange, the elites and geniuses of eternal Empyrean races must be allowed to explore the eternal relic sites controlled by Yang Feng. The True Ruins Divine Country, in a secret room. Yang Feng opened his eyes, countless mysterious runes appeared on his body, and pinnacle great holy rank breath spread from him and soared into the sky. After spending 100 years, Yang Feng finally broke through to the pinnacle Great Holy Realm from the advanced Great Holy Realm. Yang Feng's eyes shimmered with enigmatic light, and he sighed faintly. It's really difficult. It will take 100 years to break through to the quasi-Empyrean realm. I don't know how much time it will take to practice cultivation alone. Normally, breaking through to the pinnacle Great Holy Realm from the advanced Great Holy Realm in 100 years is already amazing. After Yang Feng's life form was changed by the fruit that surpassed the eternal divine fruit, it will only take 1,000 years for him to break through and become a quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse. However, the Gamana universe has already invaded this universe. If he is a step late, he won't be able to advance to the eternal realm before the Gamana universe's eternal sovereigns enter this universe. If that happens, everyone in the world of warlocks will become the Gamana universe's food. A blue radiance flashed slightly and Yang Feng disappeared from where he stood. Within a palace, Yun Long Saintess sat on a throne and was handling various matters in an orderly manner. With a flash of light, Yang Feng appeared behind the cloud dragon Holy Maiden. Looking at her beautiful back, he showed a satisfied smile. Among the women on the Eternal Road, Mykelia and Shi Yu were the strongest. However, none of them had much interest in managing a huge force. The Cloud Dragon Holy Maiden and the Silver Snake Kongyin had the highest political power. They were in charge of the Central Galaxy and the Taiyuan Galaxy respectively. Yun Long Saintess was a saint, and her status was much higher than Silver Snake Kongyin's. She was in charge of managing the Central Starfield. Your Majesty! Startled, the Cloud Dragon Holy Maiden got up and saluted Yang Feng. Yang Feng smiled and helped the Cloud Dragon Holy Daughter up. You and I are husband and wife, so there's no need to stand on ceremony. By the way, Do you have any leads on the matter I asked you to investigate? The Cloud Dragon Saintess said, the last owner of the Net of Fate, of the 3 treasures of fate, was the Devil Blade Lord. After he died, the Net of Fate never appeared again. The Veil of Fate isn't on the Eternal Road. Reportedly, it's in the Origin World. The 3 treasures of fate, the Blue Mirror of Fate, the Veil of Fate, and the Net of Fate, contain the essence of fate. The essence of fate is an essence that must be mastered in order to advance to an eternal sovereign. Of course, in a universe with a higher energy level, there may be existences who can advance to the eternal sovereign realm without mastering the essence of fate. But in the world of warlocks, there is only one way to advance to the eternal sovereign realm. Along the way, Yang Feng obtained a lot of information about civilizations, as well as the technology of the Shido civilization, which gave birth to the eternal sovereign civilization. All sorts of information indicated that only by grasping the profound and unfathomable profundities of destiny would one have a chance of advancing into the eternal realm. Yang Feng, who has already advanced to a pinnacle great holy, is only a step away from advancing to a quasi-Empyrean step powerhouse and truly stepping into the realm of immortals. Now, he has begun to prepare for the advancement to the eternal sovereign realm. Only by advancing to an eternal sovereign can Yang Feng have the confidence to contend against the Gamana universe's 3 eternal sovereigns. Otherwise, even if it is an invincible overlord rank powerhouse like the human 7 warlock emperors, in front of an eternal sovereign, only death will await them. Yang Feng uttered flatly, have the masters of the lightless sea, the golden leaf abode, and the flying sea bridge come see me. I want to enter the eternal wall. The Eternal Wall is the most important eternal relic on the Eternal Road, located in the center of the central starfield. The Eternal Wall is guarded by 3 eternal Emperor race powerhouses, namely the Lightless Sea, the Golden Leaf Abode, and the Flying Sea Bridge. Only by obtaining the approval of these 3 eternal Emperor race powerhouses will they join forces to open a path leading to the Eternal Wall. In addition to the 3 eternal Emperor race powerhouses who open the path leading to the Wall of Eternity, a Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse can also freely tear the void and create a path leading to the Wall of Eternity out of thin air. With Yang Feng's current strength, he still cannot create a path leading to the Eternal Wall. The Cloud Dragon Holy Maiden responded with a sweet smile. Yes, Your Majesty, I think they will be happy to open a path leading to the Eternal Wall for you. At this time, the force under Yang Feng's control has become the #1 force on the Eternal Road. Unless all the Eternal Emperor race powerhouses join forces, they may be able to defeat Yang Feng. But that is almost impossible. There is a huge conflict between the Eternal Emperor race powerhouses, and many of them are mortal enemies. Unless Yang Feng does something outrageous and forces them to join forces, they won't dare to be enemies with Yang Feng. Even a quasi-Empyrean step powerhouse cannot make the 3 Eternal Emperor race powerhouses join forces to open a path leading to the Eternal Wall. But the 3 Eternal Emperor race powerhouses don't dare to disobey Yang Feng's orders. This act of obstructing Yang Feng from stepping on the Warlock Emperor path is enough to support him in launching a war of extermination. Any peerless genius who wants to advance to the Warlock Emperor realm cannot tolerate an existence that obstructs their path forward. Without any suspense, as soon as Yang Feng's words spread, the 3 Eternal Emperor race powerhouses quickly replied that they are willing to join forces to open a path leading to the Eternal Wall for Yang Feng. The central starfield of the Eternal Road, in an empty space. One after another, light flashed, and one after another wholly flew over from afar and landed in this empty space. In a mysterious space, there was a flash of light, and the void-eyed tiger Holy slowly appeared. In the mysterious space, the Green Thunder Holy said with a smile, "Void-eyed tiger Holy, you came as well." The void-eyed tiger Holy sighed faintly, "That's right. The path to the Eternal Wall was finally going to be opened again. Naturally, I have to take a look. The Eternal Wall has been opened 8 times in modern times. Each time, it was a human warlock who entered. Each time, the human warlock who came out of the Eternal Wall stepped into the Empyrean realm and became a human warlock emperor. If nothing unexpected happens, the Heaven Holy should be the 9th warlock emperor. On the other side, the light sea great holy side in disappointment, the ninth warlock emperor. The universe really favors the human race. Since the end of the eternal sovereign era, Empyrean rank powerhouses have been the strongest existences in the universe. An Empyrean rank powerhouse can make a race rise and dominate an era. Except for true spirits such as true dragons, phoenixes, and kunpangs, it is already amazing for other races to give birth to an Empyrean rank powerhouse. Although eternal emperors are called Empyrean races, but in fact, most of them have only given birth to quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses. The human race, a former slave race and toy race, has given birth to 8 warlock emperor rank powerhouses. This aroused the jealousy of many races on the eternal road, and they suppressed and discriminated against the human race. Now that Yang Feng has risen, there is no large-scale discrimination against the human race on the eternal road. The major races are afraid that they will give Yang Feng an excuse to exterminate them and plunder all their wealth and territory. The eyes of the other quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses in the mysterious space shimmered with a complicated shade. Ripples flickered in the void, and a 3,000-kilometer-long silver-white warship flew out. There is a person sitting on the top of the warship. It is Yang Feng. Heaven Holy! The Heaven Holy is here. Sure enough, today is the day. He is about to enter the eternal wall. I'm afraid that it won't be long before the human race gives birth to the 9th Warlock Emperor. He should be the future 9th Warlock Emperor of the human race. The holy rank powerhouses in the void looked at Yang Feng standing on the top of the warship with a scorching shade in their eyes. The Green Thunder Great Holy took a deep look at Yang Feng, and a dignified shade flashed in his eyes. He has become stronger again. The Void Eyes Tiger Great Holy said with a bitter smile, advancing by leaps and bounds, how fearsome! Even reincarnated Empyrean powerhouses aren't as fearsome as him. The Light Sea Great Holy nodded. After being strengthened by the eternal fruit, Yang Feng has surpassed the peerless geniuses of reincarnated Empyrean powerhouses in many aspects. Greetings, Heaven Holy! The Lightless Great Holy, the Gold Leaf Great Holy, and the Flying Sea Great Holy flew to in front of Yang Feng and bowed to him. Among the 3 powerhouses, the Lightless Great Holy is a quasi-Empyrean step powerhouse, while the other 2 are just Pinnacle Great Holy. Chapter 1259. Let's begin. Yang Feng got up, walked to in front of the 3 powerhouses and nodded. The Lightless Holy silently recited an incantation and spread the fingers of a hand, and an Empyrean grade secret treasure Lightless Sea shrouded in mysterious light suddenly flew out. The Lightless Sea flew into the sky, and countless runes flickered. A strange substance that was as black as ink and could devour all light gushed out of the Lightless Sea, forming a strange and unfathomable sea that could devour all light. The strange sea churned, twisted, and sank into the void, as if it was linked to the nether void. The strange sea extended for a day and a night, and then a huge stone wall projection exuding the breath of eternity appeared at the end of the Lightless Sea. This incomparably huge stone wall was the most mysterious and unfathomable eternal ruin on the eternal road, the Eternal Wall. After the Eternal Era, almost all emperors had entered the Eternal Wall at one time or another. After the Age of Eternals ended, only less than 5 powerhouses have advanced to the Empyrean realm without entering the Eternal Wall. The human 8 Warlock Emperors have all entered the Eternal Wall. The Gold Leaf Holy silently recited an incantation and waved his hand, and an Empyrean grade secret treasure gold leaf flower shrouded in mysterious light flew out. The golden leaf flower shone brightly as countless runes flew out and condensed into golden leaves. The golden leaves condensed in the Lightless Sea and formed a golden boat. The Lightless Sea's seawater can even easily corrode a quasi-Empyrean step powerhouse. Only by standing on the gold leaf boat formed from the gold leaf flower can one resist the erosion of the Lightless Sea. The Flying Sea Holy waved his hand, and an Empyrean grade secret treasure 7-color bridge engraved with countless mysterious runes and emitting 7-colored light appeared. Rays of 7-colored light shot out from the rainbow bridge and turned into a rainbow bridge that shuttled through the Lightless Sea until it reached the end of the Lightless Sea. The lightless sea opens a path to the eternal wall, the gold leaf flower boat can sail in the lightless sea, and the seven-color rainbow bridge is a shortcut to cross the nearly boundless lightless sea. None of the three eternal emperor clans could be missing. If any one of them were missing, the path would not be complete, and they would not be able to reach the eternal wall. Yang Feng took a step and boarded the golden leaf ship. Countless runes shone on the gold leaf flower ship, and it grew a pair of golden wings and flew into the seven rainbow bridge. The rainbow bridge flickered and swept the golden leaf flower ship towards the depths of the lightless sea. In merely over 10 breaths of time, the rainbow bridge swept the golden leaf flower vessel across space and appeared on an island in the deepest depths of the lightless ocean. Although it was called an island, it was actually a huge continent with a diameter of 1 million kilometers. At the center of the huge continent was a black stone wall that was millions of miles tall. The black stone wall was engraved with countless mysterious runes, giving off a trace of eternal aura. This is the Wall of Eternity, a stone wall that records the paths of all Eternals in this universe, as well as the mysteries of the Eternals. Yang Feng looked at the black stone wall with enigmatic light in his eyes, and he strode towards the Wall of Eternity. In front of the Wall of Eternity, all the laws are distorted. Even someone as strong as Yang Feng can only walk towards it step by step, losing the ability to cross 10,000 kilometers in a single step. After walking for 100 kilometers, Yang Feng felt a terrifying force appear out of thin air and press down on him, making him feel like he is carrying a huge star on his back. Yang Feng smiled faintly and continued to move forward. With his current strength, even if he carries a star on his back, he won't feel any pressure. As Yang Feng continued to move forward, the pressure also continued to increase. When Yang Feng reached the edge of the Wall of Eternity 10,000 kilometers away, the weight on his back has already reached 100 stars. This is the Wall of Eternity. Damn it, I can't even touch the Wall of Eternity. Curses. A 3-meter-tall ogre powerhouse projection with a horn on his head and a ferocious face appeared, issued an unwilling roar, turned into distorted light, and disappeared. This is a trace of history. Yang Feng glanced at the projection and realized in a flash that it is a trace left by an ogre powerhouse. The Wall of Eternity records the paths of many eternal sovereigns. Once you touch it, you will get great benefits. However, according to legend, no powerhouse has been able to touch the Wall of Eternity before advancing to the Emperor realm. Damn it! Why is this happening? Am I really that weak? Yang Feng walked forward for about 10 kilometers when a powerhouse with a dragon head and a leopard body appeared again, roared, and then disappeared with an unwilling expression on his face. Along the way, Yang Feng's projections appeared and then disappeared. In the central starfield of the Eternal Path, a light screen projected Yang Feng's experiences in the void. The laws of the Wall of Eternity do not prohibit projections. The Void Eyes Tiger Holy suddenly asked, "Do you think he can step into the Emperor realm?" Virtually all powerhouses who have advanced to the Emperor realm have stepped within 1,000 kilometers of the Wall of Eternity before advancing to the Emperor realm. The 1,000 kilometers is called the Emperor realm. The Green Thunder Holy said lightly, "There's no suspense." The Light Sea Great Holy nodded silently. The other quasi-Emperor rank powerhouses looked at Yang Feng and nodded slowly. The Void Eyes Tiger Holy uttered with a faint smile, "Then do you think he can touch the Wall of Eternity?" This time, everyone in this mysterious space fell silent. According to legend, only powerhouses with the potential to advance to an eternal sovereign can touch the Wall of Eternity before advancing to the Emperor realm. In the long history of the universe, there is no record of anyone who can touch the Wall of Eternity before advancing to the Emperor realm. The Green Thunder Holy hesitated for a while before saying, "It should be possible." The Light Sea Great Holy was silent for a while, and then shook his head, "Almost. It's not that easy to promote to an eternal. Eternal sovereigns are pinnacle existences no matter which universe they are in. As long as a universe is not destroyed, an eternal is immortal. Unless a universe is destroyed, an eternal won't die due to the decay of their soul due to their lifespan. Eternal sovereigns are the most difficult existences to promote to. From the end of the eternal era to the modern era, more than 1 billion years have passed. During this long period of time, countless geniuses have been born, and who knows how many invincible overlord-rank geniuses have emerged. But no one has advanced to the eternal sovereign realm. The lizard dragon holy was silent for a while, and then said, "Yes, even if it's a heaven holy, it's still not enough." The lizard dragon holy is the leader of the sacred starry sky lizard dragons. The sacred starry sky lizard dragons are a race created by eternal sovereigns. They are extraordinary life forms with the true spirit sacred starry sky lizard mother and true dragon bloodline. Adult sacred starry sky lizard dragons possess infinity warlock rank battle prowess. As a quasi-Empyrean steppe powerhouse, the lizard dragon holy is no weaker than the star moon heavenly snake holy. The other quasi-Empyrean steppe powerhouses nodded in agreement. They all admit that Yang Feng is very powerful. But it's not that simple to advance to the eternal sovereign realm. Under the gazes of many powerhouses, Yang Feng arrived within 1,000 kilometers of the wall of eternity and easily stepped into the Empyrean domain that countless powerhouses can't set foot in. Unfortunately, this is as far as I can go. A peerlessly handsome man with eyes that seemed to contain the mysteries of the stars appeared beside Yang Feng and sighed. Yang Feng glanced at the handsome man, and his eyes shimmered with enigmatic light. This is the Star Lord. Before he advanced to a Warlock Emperor, he was really the weakest. Among the 8 Warlock Emperors, although the Star Lord is an invincible overlord. But before he advanced to a Warlock Emperor, he wasn't invincible. Did I only surpass the Star Lord? What a pity, but that's nothing. If the Star Lord can become an invincible overlord, then I can also become an invincible overlord in the future, and even surpass him. Yang Feng advanced for dozens of kilometers, and then a domineering man with blonde hair and blue eyes appeared and smiled proudly, full of confidence. This is the Dawn Lord, who was also in high spirits at the time. Yang Feng took a look at the Dawn Lord and continued forward. I didn't expect that apart from the Star Lord, I didn't surpass anyone else. Damn it. In the future, I will surpass you and advance to the eternal sovereign realm. A handsome man with gray hair, a burly figure, and a somewhat paralyzed face roared full of unwillingness. This is the Golem Lord. Perhaps it's this unwillingness that made him go crazy later on. Yang Feng took a look at the Golem Lord, sighed slightly, and continued forward. I surpassed the Golem Lord and the Star Lord. It seems that I'm quite strong. We humans have the strongest secret treasures. I will use secret treasures to change the human race. In the future, I will also forge an eternal treasure and advance to the eternal sovereign realm. A beautiful young man with red lips, white teeth, sparkling skin, and a charming smile, wearing all kinds of strange secret treasures appeared and looked at the wall of eternity. According to legend, the Magic Note Lord was a beautiful young man with a cheerful personality. The legend is true. In his later years, the Magic Note Lord was indeed forging an eternal treasure, but I wonder if he succeeded. Yang Feng took a look at the beautiful young man, smiled knowingly, and continued forward. After advancing for dozens of kilometers, a tall man shrouded in an aura of stillness, with an ice-cold expression and eyes without a trace of life appeared. Yang Feng looked at the man with enigmatic light in his eyes. The Death Lord, the only one among the 8 Warlock Emperors who is sentimental. Chapter 1260. At first, the Death Lord was just an ordinary genius warlock. At that time, his soul aptitude was only superior level 5, which was only better than that of the Taboo Lord, who had the worst aptitude. He had a childhood sweetheart, and the first half of his life was very happy. When the Death Lord advanced to the Starry Sky Warlock rank, in order to protect him, his wife was killed by a powerful enemy, and her soul was torn apart by a vicious spell. In order to resurrect his wife, the Death Lord embarked on the strongest warlock path. After experiencing countless battles, he finally reached the pinnacle and promoted to a Warlock Emperor. However, even though the Death Lord became a Warlock Emperor, he still couldn't resurrect his wife, because her soul was shattered, and part of it fell into the Styx and was washed away. If the Death Lord's wife had possessed Warlock Emperor rank power on the day she died, or even just needed to possess infinity warlock rank power to resurrect his wife. But with the passage of time, it became more and more difficult to resurrect his wife. After the soul of an intelligent life form was baptized by the Styx, it would be washed away, and all its memories would be washed away. To resurrect an intelligent life form baptized by the Styx, only by advancing to the eternal rank and becoming an eternal of the universe can you reverse time and laws and resurrect an intelligent life form baptized by the Styx. After the Death Lord advanced to a warlock emperor, he still tried his best to resurrect his wife. He never married a second woman. Standing quietly in place, the Death Lord gazed at the wall of eternity with concentration in his eyes. Yang Feng took a deep look at the Death Lord and continued to move forward. Time Lord, Taboo Lord, I will definitely surpass you. I will. I am the #1 powerhouse of the universe. Everyone must submit to me. You will be no exception. A tall and sturdy man, with a small seal hanging on his neck, a handsome face, long black hair falling to his waist, an unruly and overbearing expression, roared with a fierce ray in his eyes. Transcendent Lord. According to legend, he wants to surpass the Time Lord and the Taboo Lord. It seems to be true. Yang Feng glanced at the Transcendent Lord and continued to move forward. 100 kilometers away from the Wall of Eternity, a powerhouse wearing a black armor and a mask suddenly appeared and gazed into the distance. Taboo Lord, the most mysterious warlock emperor. His enemies back then were almost all dead. His name and existence were taboo. Most of it was erased by him. Now, apart from his subordinates who were still alive, not many people know about his origins. Yang Feng glanced at the Taboo Lord in black armor and continued to move forward. After passing the Taboo Lord, several powerful projections of other race powerhouses emerged, and Yang Feng arrived in front of the Eternal Wall step by step against the tremendous pressure. He walked to the Eternal Wall. Someone actually managed to reach the Eternal Wall. Ever since the Eternal Wall was built, this is the first person who isn't at the Emperor realm to reach the Eternal Wall. A wisp of astonishment flashed through the eyes of the saints and great saints in the space above the Eternal Path. They have already guessed that Yang Feng will be able to set foot in the Empyrean domain, but they didn't expect him to be able to come to the Eternal Wall. This is my limit. The difference of one step was like a heavenly moat. The energy level of this universe is too low to support the birth of an eternal sovereign. A faint sigh sounded. A valiant man with white hair, eyes filled with vicissitudes of life, but full of determination stood in front of the Eternal Wall, only 2 meters away. Yang Feng looked at the valiant man with respect in his eyes. Time Lord. The first Warlock Emperor. The Time Lord was also the first Warlock Emperor. After going through countless battles with his companions, he integrated the human race and promoted the inferior slave race, which was despised by countless people, to the overlord race of the universe step by step. The cultivation system of human warlocks was created by the Time Lord. By relying on the orthodox warlock cultivation system created by the Time Lord, humans were able to practice cultivation and eventually stand at the top of the universe. Although the Taboo Lord created the bloodline warlock path, but he also absorbed the nutrients of the orthodox warlock cultivation system. Without the support of the orthodox warlock cultivation system, it would be impossible for him to establish the bloodline warlock path. Yang Feng bowed slightly and saluted the Time Lord. In this universe, if it wasn't for the emergence of the Time Lord, the human race wouldn't have been able to get rid of the enslavement of the archgods. Of course, in order to get rid of the enslavement of the archgods, the Time Lord also paid a painful price. At the time, there were countless human heroes who followed the Time Lord. But in the end, only 12 great holies survived. The rest died in the war against the archgods. At the time, the Time Lord almost died in battle several times, but it was his brothers who dragged him out of the most dangerous battlefield. Many of his closest brothers, companions, and comrades fell on the battlefield. He is one of the heroes that Yang Feng admires and respects the most. You're here. The projection of the Time Lord sighed slightly and turned to look at Yang Feng. What's going on? Yang Feng was startled, and he scanned the projection of the Time Lord with soul force. No matter how he scanned, it showed that it was just a projection of history. The Time Lord uttered with a smile, "Don't be surprised. After all, I am someone who has mastered the essence of time. I have also dabbled in prophecy. I cross time and use the power of the Wheel of Time to see you. I am a candidate for the future strongest powerhouse of the human race." Yang Feng responded, "Hello, mighty Time Lord, I am the heaven-holy Yang Feng." The Time Lord took a deep look at Yang Feng and smiled. "The heaven-holy Yang Feng? Not Feng Xuanzhen? Mo Jiang? Interesting, you seem to be someone outside of fate. It's a pity that peeking into the future is too much of a burden for me. I will leave the web of fate and the wheel of time to you. I hope you can set foot in the eternal world and shelter the human race. If possible, help me take care of my old friends. Even if they are your enemies, I hope you can give them a way out." A river of time strangely appeared in the void, and a round wheel of time with 9 sharp horns suddenly appeared, turned into a stream of light, and fell into Yang Feng's hand. The 9 horns are engraved with 9 runes containing the mysteries of time. As soon as Yang Feng saw the 9 runes, he felt that his comprehension of the essence of time has strengthened a notch. With a flash of light, a small silver net appeared in Yang Feng's hand, and wisps of the breath of fate spread from the web of fate. Yang Feng held the 2 Empyrean grade secret treasures with a complicated look in his eyes. The Time Lord is really generous. It seems that he really died. Each Warlock Emperor rank powerhouse is fearsome and possesses all kinds of incredible power, although they will die due to the decay of their soul. But as long as they are willing to pay the price, seal themselves, and sleep, they can even live for more than 100 million years. The Primal Chaos Spider Mother is an old monster who has lived since the birth of the universe. Of course, as the price, she must sleep in a special place, not daring to show herself. The Time Lord gave Yang Feng his most powerful invincible secret treasure, the Wheel of Time, and the 3 Empyrean grade secret treasures, the Web of Fate, containing the mysteries of fate. There is only one possibility, that is, he has died. Yang Feng put away the 2 Empyrean grade secret treasures and took a step forward. As soon as he moved, a peerlessly terrifying power containing eternal ripples ruthlessly pressed down on his body. As if he was hit by a human immobilization spell, Yang Feng stood still. Sure enough, he can't touch the wall of eternity. A legend is indeed a legend. No one in the Great Holy Realm can touch the wall of eternity. Unfortunately, in this era, no one can touch the wall of eternity before advancing to the Empyrean realm. The many holy and great holy experts watching this scene rejoiced and regretted, their hearts filled with complicated feelings. The Great Tribulation is imminent, and Eternals of another universe are eyeing covetously. This universe must give birth to an eternal sovereign to have a glimmer of hope to contend with the Gamana universe. As Yang Feng is too overbearing, many people don't want to see him advance to the eternal sovereign realm. The last step is really difficult to take. Second form. Yang Feng frowned slightly, then the Dawn God armor shone, and he entered the second form. After entering the second form, Yang Feng's power increased sharply, and countless runes shone, causing him to move slightly. No, third form. A fearsome black hole emerged, and the blurry projection inside the black hole shone with countless runes, contending against the fearsome power. It still won't work, fourth form. A cold glint flashed in Yang Feng's eyes, and he merged with the blurry projection. He erupted with a terrifying power and took a step forward. Crack, crack. As if carrying hundreds of millions of stars on his back, Yang Feng took that step, and the sound of bones cracking echoed. The holy immortal bone cracked inch by inch. No, even the fourth form won't be able to support it. I'm still half a step away. Damn it, what should I do? Am I going to give up? Yang Feng felt intense pain all over, and his soul trembled. Even though he extracted the power of the Kunmo stone, he still barely managed to take the last half step. Only now did he understand why, for hundreds of millions of years, no one except the Empyrean sovereigns has touched the wall of eternity. Chapter 1261. Seeing this scene, the void-eyed tiger wholly heaved a sigh of relief. Half a step, just half a step, what a pity! There was a flash of regret in the Green Thunder Holy's eyes. Since ancient times, this is the first time someone has taken this step. It's a pity that he is just half a step away from touching the wall of eternity. This should be his limit. A pity. In the mysterious space, the quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses on the eternal path looked at Yang Feng with both joy and regret. In front of the wall of eternity, Yang Feng retracted his footsteps, and the force that seemed to want to crush him disappeared. Do I have to promote to a quasi-Empyrean before I can touch the wall of eternity? But if I don't touch the wall of eternity, how can I promote to a quasi-Empyrean quickly? Yang Feng frowned slightly, looked at the wall of eternity, and fell into contemplation. At this time, Yang Feng is already a pinnacle great holy, only one step away from advancing to a quasi-Empyrean step powerhouse. However, because of his deep underlying strength, it is far more difficult for him to advance to a quasi-Empyrean step than other existences. Yang Feng has already visited all kinds of eternal relic sites on the eternal path, which allowed him to break through and advance to a pinnacle great holy. However, according to Yang Feng's calculations, at his current speed, it will take him more than 1,000 years to advance to a quasi-Empyrean. In ordinary times, 1,000 years is nothing for Yang Feng. However, by the time the two universes devour each other, the Gamana universe's Eternals might have already fought their way here. There were still some mysterious, unfathomable and intact eternal ruins hidden within the Eternal Road. However, these eternal relic sites are too secretive. Generally, they only appear at specific times. They are existences that can only be encountered by chance. Countless runes shone, and a river of time suddenly appeared beside Yang Feng. As soon as the river of time appeared, it resonated with the wall of eternity, and the tremendous pressure enveloping Yang Feng was reduced by a fraction. Sure enough, in the river of time, a huge spatial portal, a fearsome devouring black hole, and a star capable of destroying everything emerged. The blue mirror of fate and the net of fate, the two Empyrean-grade secret treasures, shone brightly, flew into the river of time, and released wisps of fate aura. Yang Feng took another step and walked towards the wall of eternity. As if countless stars were crushing down on Yang Feng, a frightening force appeared at once and fiercely pressed down on him. Ordinary half-step emperors would be crushed to the ground by the terrifying pressure. Under the crushing force, Yang Feng still took a firm step forward, arrived in front of the eternal wall, and pressed his hand on the eternal wall. In an instant, countless runes shone on the eternal wall, and mysterious aura seeped out of the eternal wall and entered Yang Feng. He did it. He touched the eternal wall. He's just a great saint. He actually touched the eternal wall. That's the eternal wall, that only emperors can touch. How is this possible? The heavenly saint has actually touched the eternal wall. In other words, he will become an eternal of our universe. When the holy step emperors saw Yang Feng touch the eternal wall, their countenance changed dramatically, and they commented spiritedly. Ever since the eternal path was separated from the origin world, there has been a legend that if anyone touches the eternal wall before advancing to an Empyrean, they may advance to the next eternal sovereign. The eternal wall indeed contains the mystery of eternity. Even if you just look at it from afar, you can get great benefits from the eternal wall. However, in the long years, no one has ever been able to touch the eternal wall in the quasi-Empyrean realm. Only Yang Feng touched the eternal wall in the pinnacle great saint realm. The void-eyed tiger holy's eyes shimmered with a complicated shade, and he sighed slowly. He did it. The light sea great holy uttered flatly, "It's really beyond my expectations. It seems that he is really favored by the universe." The quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses looked at Yang Feng in front of the eternal wall, with complicated emotions in their eyes. A tremendous amount of power poured into Yang Feng from the eternal wall, nearly causing him to explode. The Chigod armor of dawn flashed slightly, and the Kunmo stone shone brightly and absorbed the energy coming from the eternal wall. A vast, almost endless world appeared in front of Yang Feng. In this world, there are true dragons, golden rocks, and fearsome true spirits running amok in this world and sprinkling their power. In a pool of magma, a red ray shone, and a red rock burst open, and a flame ogre with long crimson hair, a horn on the head, mysterious runes engraved on the head, and flames burning all over his body emerged from the rock. From today on, my name is Flame. The flame ogre faced upwards and issued a long roar, and Holy Spirit Warlock rank breath diffused from him. Flame 1 is a Holy Spirit Warlock rank existence at birth. In this era, he is definitely a top powerhouse with few opponents. But in this era where true spirits run amok and Holy Spirit Warlocks are like dogs, he is nothing. Since his birth, Flame has encountered one danger after another. After suffering several blows, his friends died one after another. In grief, he began to embark on the path of revenge. In the midst of fighting, Flame became stronger and stronger. After experiencing countless fortuitous encounters, he finally set foot on the eternal flame. After Flame reached the eternal world, the world collapsed, a new world emerged, and the growth of another eternal sovereign appeared in front of Yang Feng. One after another, the growth path of eternal sovereigns appeared in front of Yang Feng. Watching the growth path of these eternal sovereigns, Yang Feng gained tremendous benefits. In the eternal wall, the growth path of 6 eternal sovereigns is recorded. When the 6th eternal sovereign's growth path disappeared, a terrifying will entered Yang Feng's sea of knowledge. In Yang Feng's sea of knowledge, countless rays of light shone, and a speck of light attracted the tremendous soul force in his sea of knowledge and condensed into a white-haired, peerlessly handsome man. The handsome man said with a smile, "Hello, Heaven Holy Yang Feng, I am the Eternal Spirit. I am an eternal sovereign who has died in the river of time. Now you must accept the last trial by fire. If you kill me, you can get a trace of the mysteries of eternity as well as the legacy I left behind. If I kill you, then I will carry out an incomplete rebirth on your body." The sea of knowledge churned and condensed into Yang Feng's body. Yang Feng frowned and asked, "Eternal Spirit, what do you mean by an incomplete rebirth?" The Eternal Spirit replied flatly, "My true body has already died. Now I am just an existence formed from a wisp of my true body's remnant soul and power. Even if I kill you, I won't be able to undergo a complete rebirth. In that case, go to hell." Yang Feng's eyes flashed coldly, and he spread the fingers of a hand, and a devour black hole suddenly appeared and swept towards the Eternal Spirit. The essence of devour, not bad. As expected of a peerless genius who touched the wall of eternity in the quasi-empyrean realm, a future eternal seed. Unfortunately, a devour black hole of this level can't hurt me. The Eternal Spirit smiled and pointed with a finger, and a sword formed from soul force appeared, evolved into a 10,000-kilometer-long sword, and slashed at the devour black hole. The devour black hole was slashed apart and shattered in an instant. Your skills in the application of the soul are too weak. However, your soul is very powerful. Your soul aptitude has already surpassed that of many Empyrean sovereigns. How amazing! Runes filled with the mysteries of the soul appeared in the eyes of the Eternal Spirit, and it looked at Yang Feng and praised. "Thank you for the compliment." With the green sun halberd in hand, Yang Feng unleashed various offensive secret methods recorded in the Eternal Soul text and rushed towards the Eternal Spirit. The Eternal Spirit smiled slightly, then countless runes shone on his hands, and soul swords appeared, and he took the initiative to meet Yang Feng head-on and fight him. The Eternal Spirit's remnant soul's fighting technique is exquisite. The soul swords in its hands slashed at Yang Feng continuously. The armor of dawn shone and forcibly blocked 90% of the might of the Eternal Spirit's soul swords. The remaining 10% still left wounds on Yang Feng. In the soul sea, soul force churned and poured into Yang Feng's body, allowing him to recover. The Eternal Spirit also used secret methods to extract the soul sea's power to repair itself. During the fierce fighting, Yang Feng mastered more and more soul battle techniques, and his strength became stronger and stronger. On the 10th day of the fierce fighting, Yang Feng slashed at the Eternal Spirit with his halberd and cut it in two. Yang Feng looked at the Eternal Spirit that was cut in two and sighed slowly, "You came to help me master the mysteries of soul battle. If you were a good-for-nothing, I would have replaced you. This is my mission. Come, receive the legacy I left behind and guard our universe. It is also a universe that belongs to you. The eternal spirit's remnant soul smiled, then its body collapsed and turned into the purest eternal soul force that surged towards Yang Feng. A devour black hole suddenly appeared and devoured the eternal spirit's remnant soul. Chapter 1262. When the spirit of eternity was devoured, the mysterious runes containing the mysteries of eternity were absorbed by Yang Feng. A formidable and pure power poured into Yang Feng's body in a steady stream, strengthening and transforming it. The wall of eternity contains the eternal force sealed by the spirit of eternity, which is the highest level of eternal force in the universe, and is constantly strengthening and transforming Yang Feng's body. Yang Feng trembled slightly, and the immortal body-time devour body suddenly appeared. Every cell inside him changed and became in existence with the runes of the time devour body as the core. Countless mysterious runes revolved around Yang Feng and exuded fearsome fluctuations of power. The eternal wall shone brightly and frantically extracted the power of the entire eternal path. He's extracting the power of the entire eternal path to strengthen the heaven holy. So this is the power of the eternal wall. How extravagant! So this is an eternal one. How fearsome! In the eternal path, the holy and great holy can see at a glance that the eternal wall is extracting the power of the entire eternal path and gathering it here to strengthen Yang Feng's body. The void-eyed tiger holy sighed faintly. So that's how it is. The greatest reason for the existence of the eternal road was for this day. This is a gathering of the essence of the universe to give birth to an eternal sovereign. The light sea great holy said flatly, how can it be so easy to give birth to an eternal sovereign? Even if the heaven holy is strengthened by the power of the entire eternal path, it is impossible for him to become an eternal sovereign in one step. The green thunder holy said slowly, however, with the power of the entire eternal path, he has already laid the foundation of eternity. The void-eyed tiger holy uttered, if nothing unexpected happens, he will be the new Empyrean of this era. Heaven holy Yang Feng, the 9th warlock emperor of the human race. The other quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses were silent for a while, and then nodded slightly. The eternal wall is extracting the power of the entire eternal path to strengthen Yang Feng. As long as Yang Feng can fully digest this terrifying power, he will be strengthened to a heaven-defying degree. The saints and great sages all clearly heard a strange crisp sound, as though something had suddenly split open. The entire eternal path trembled slightly, and then calmed down. Countless runes flashed in the eyes of the green thunder holy. He looked towards the void and said slowly, the plane barrier has broken. The eternal road had begun to fuse with the origin world. Soon, the eternal road will become a part of the origin world. The great void-eyed tiger sage sighed faintly and said, the eternal road is a special world formed by the Eternals by intercepting the essence of the universe. Fusing with the origin world was a matter of course. I just didn't expect this day to come so soon. The eternal path is a special area formed by an eternal intercepting a part of the universe essence of the world of warlocks. The cosmic energy in the eternal road was far greater than that of the origin world. It was precisely because of this that the eternal road could give birth to quasi-emperors. Once the eternal road fused with the primary world, the primary world's missing parts would be filled up, and the recovery would become even faster. The Zhangji Plain, in a mysterious and extremely dangerous canyon. A bronze coffin slowly opened, and a withered claw covered in black hair stretched out from the coffin. A sinister, hoarse voice rang out, soon. At that time, the time for me to fully awaken will soon arrive. Rumbling sounds echoed in the canyon, and a dense swarm of black coffins extended from the ground of the canyon, numbering as many as 1 million. The lid of a black coffin opened. Inside the coffin was a strange yellow amber. In the center of the amber was a monster with a ghost horn on its head, black hair all over its body, and an extremely ferocious appearance. Following a crisp sound, the strange yellow amber shattered, and the black-furred, ghost-horned freak crawled out of the coffin. Wisps of quasi-empyrean rank might diffused from it. My lord! The black-furred, ghost-horned freak knelt in front of the bronze coffin and said respectfully. An ice-cold and cruel voice came from the bronze coffin. Babadarok, lay a foundation in the Tsangji plain and wait for my recovery. Babadarok responded respectfully, yes. My lord. The Tsangji plain, in a sea of magma shrouded in endless flames, a magma giant covered in raging flames walked out of the sea of magma, exuding quasi-empyrean rank fluctuations of power. When the Eternal Road, a corner of the universe that was cut off by an Eternal using peerless magic power, returned, the universe became complete at once, and the speed of recovery accelerated by many times. One terrifying existence after another awakened from the river of time and descended to this world. The central starfield. The brilliant Great Holy opened his eyes and looked in the direction of the Tsangji plain. Countless runes flickered in his eyes, and there was a flash of worry in the abyss of his eyes. He sighed slowly. With the recovery of the universe, they should come out. Since the day the universe was born, countless powerhouses have wanted to pursue eternity. Due to the energy level of the universe, the world of warlocks can only produce one eternal sovereign in each era. Terrifying existences like the primal chaos spider mother have fallen into eternal slumber in order to awaken in this era and get the opportunity to advance to the eternal sovereign rank. Countless powerhouses have awakened from the river of time to compete for the opportunity to advance to the eternal sovereign rank. For the world of warlocks, it is unknown whether this is good or bad. After all, none of these powerhouses will give up the opportunity to advance to the eternal sovereign rank, and only one person can advance to the eternal sovereign rank. Fearsome energy vortexes emerged in the Tsangji plain, and fearsome energy storms swept across the Tsangji plain. This is the awakening of quasi-emperor rank powerhouses. These are quasi-emperor rank fluctuations of power. A powerhouse of this rank has awakened. Quasi-emperor rank powerhouses, how can this be? Have they finally awakened? It seems that the situation in the Tsangji plain is going to change greatly. In the Tsangji plain, when the holy experts sensed the energy vortexes, their countenance changed dramatically, and their eyes shimmered with a dignified shade. Quasi-emperor rank powerhouses are only a step away from the Empyrean realm. They are far stronger than ordinary great holy rank powerhouses. It has been tens of thousands of years since the birth of a quasi-emperor rank powerhouse. Now that so many quasi-emperor rank powerhouses have awakened, it is unknown whether this is a blessing or a curse for the Tsangji plain's major forces. Central Starfield. A tall and sturdy man with 2 dragon horns on his head, one of which was broken, and his face was covered in scars, walked towards the headquarters of the human race step by step. He was wrapped in black chains and had 2 dragon horns on his head, one of which was broken. Where is the brilliant Great Holy? When the man with 2 dragon horns arrived outside the human race's headquarters, his hoarse voice reverberated in the void, and pinnacle great holy fluctuations of power pervaded the area. With a flash of light, countless mysterious runes shone, and the brilliant great holy flew out of the human race's headquarters and stood in midair. 3 rays of light flashed, and 3 Holy Spirit warlocks appeared behind the brilliant Great Holy. The 3 Holy Spirit warlocks are the Green Leaf Holy, the Flying Leopard Holy, and the Heavenly Horse Holy. These 3 Holy Spirit warlocks are friends that the brilliant Great Holy made recently. They are the strongest fighting force in the human race's headquarters. The brilliant Great Holy looked at the man with 2 dragon horns with a dignified shade in his eyes and said unhurriedly, "I am the brilliant Great Holy. Friend, who are you?" The broken horn Holy showed a ferocious smile. "I am the black-horned dragon Holy. I heard that you are the protector of the number 1 genius of the human race, Yang Feng. My lord wants to meet Yang Feng." The brilliant Great Holy's face suddenly changed dramatically, and he exclaimed, "The black-horned dragon Holy. You are one of the 4 divine generals subordinated to the heaven-devouring dragon." The Green Leaf Holy's face changed dramatically, and he uttered, "The heaven-devouring dragon. The heaven-devouring dragon that once seriously injured an Empyrean. He has resurrected." The heaven-devouring dragon is a ferocious demonic dragon that has mastered the essence of devour in the eternal sovereign era. He had the power of a quasi-emperor and had once devoured a heavily injured emperor. According to legend, if he hadn't been seriously injured by that Empyrean's desperate counterattack when he devoured that Empyrean, he would have been able to advance to an Empyrean. In the eternal sovereign era, the heaven-devouring dragon was a ferocious existence. Who knows how many powerhouses of different races have been devoured by him? For him to be able to live a good life despite having countless enemies in that era, his strength is simply heaven-defying. The heaven-devouring dragon has 4 divine generals subordinated to him, and the first divine general is the black-horned dragon Holy. The black-horned dragon Holy said with a cold smile, "You're quite knowledgeable to know my lord's name. Brilliant great Holy, since you know my lord's name, then come with me. Don't refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. You want me to go with you? Let's see what you can do." A cold glint flashed in the brilliant great sage's eyes. Countless brilliant divine lights shone and condensed to form a set of brilliant armor on his body. A huge brilliant dragon spear also appeared on his body. "Stubborn idiot! I'll let you see the difference between us." The black-horned dragon Holy snorted coldly, then countless dragon scales appeared all over his body, and true dragon chi revolved around him and formed black true dragon projections that roared around him. The black-horned dragon Holy's figure fluttered, and he rushed towards the brilliant great Holy like a humanoid black true dragon. Boom! Boom! The light of countless spells flickered. The black-horned demonic dragon great sage was extremely ferocious. The true dragon chi protecting his body formed a true dragon phantom that blocked the spells. He was like a terrifying true dragon that crazily attacked the brilliant great sage. The fierce battle lasted for a quarter of an hour. Then 3 streams of light shone, and the green leaf Holy and the other 2 holy ones fled in another direction. The brilliant great Holy is covered in shackles, and the black-horned dragon Holy grabbed him. Chapter 1263. On the branch floating continent where the battle demon sect's headquarters was located, Yu Wuxian received the news from a communicator, and her expression immediately changed. What brilliant great sage has been captured alive? Yu Wuxian very decisively ordered, "Pass down my order, immediately withdraw our forces, all the higher-ups immediately return to headquarters." The communicators flashed faintly, transmitting Yu Wuxian's orders to every corner of the universe. The foundation of the fighting demonic sect in the origin world was much shallower than that of the other 6 great warlock dynasties. With the passage of time, one after another, the holy and great sages of the 6 warlock dynasties awakened in the river of time. The 6 great empires were also becoming more and more powerful. After Yang Feng entered the eternal path, the battle demon sect only has Yu Wuxian and the brilliant great holy, 2 warlocks above the Holy Spirit rank, guarding it. If not for the fact that the battle demon sect was a member of the Human Race Supreme Council and had the support of the Taboo Dynasty, the Star Dynasty, and the brilliant Great Saint, the battle demon sect would not have existed. They had long been chased out of the floating continent of the divine root of heaven and earth by the upper-class races. Now that the brilliant Great Sage was suppressed by the black-horned dragon demon Great Sage and the battle demon sect suffered heavy losses, it was unknown how many powerhouses wanted to take a big bite out of the battle demon sect. Yu Yen said, "Lord, should we ask the Human Supreme Council for help?" Yu Wuxian pondered for a while, then gritted her teeth and said, "Immediately ask the Human Race Supreme Council for help. Yu Yen, I'll have to trouble you to make a trip and ask for help from those saints." At this time, Yu Yen has already promoted to a warlock monarch rank powerhouse. For her to come forward and ask for help, it can be regarded as a sign of respect for the Holy Spirit warlocks and great holy rank powerhouses. Yu Wuxian should have gone to the Holy Ones in person to ask for help. But as the only Holy Spirit warlock in the battle demon sect, she must guard the headquarters. Yu Yen nodded lightly and transformed into a ray of light that flew towards the distance. The brilliant sage has been captured alive. He was the guardian of the battle demon sect, one of the 12 great sages who had once followed the Time Lord, yet he was captured alive. Who did this? Great Sage Blackhorn Demonic Dragon. The leader of the 4 great divine generals under the eternal era's heaven-devouring devil dragon. The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is that heaven-devouring demonic dragon that once devoured a venerable emperor. It actually revived? That's right. Not long ago, the laws of the universe changed. Those half-emperors slumbering in the river of time have all crawled out of their graves. Those monsters have crawled out of their graves. The humans are in trouble. Hee, the former slave race has actually become the overlord race that rules over this world. How could they be willing to accept that? The human race has occupied the heaven-earth divine root, so it's only natural that they would be hated and envied. That place was the center of the universe. He had the opportunity to advance to the eternal realm. How could they watch the humans occupy that place and do nothing? In the Tsangji Plains Weave, the powerhouses of the major races were discussing and gloating over others' misfortune. All eyes were focused on the Battle Demon sect. If they didn't respond appropriately, the entire Battle Demon sect would be swept into pieces by this storm. The Human Supreme Council quickly responded. The Taboo Imperial Dynasty and the Star Imperial Dynasty each sent 2 saints to the Battle Demon sect's headquarters to help protect the sect. The higher-ups of the Battle Demon sect also returned from various places and retreated into the branch floating continent. The higher-ups of the Battle Demon sect were summoned back from various places, which caused a huge loss to the Battle Demon sect's influence. However, in this way, everyone's strength was gathered to protect the Battle Demon sect, preventing it from being breached so easily. Yu Wuxian was very smart. She knew that as long as Yang Feng returned, all the enemies would be crushed by him. A battleship flew over from afar, entered the branch floating continent where the Battle Demon sect's headquarters was located, and stopped in a spaceport. Hundreds of human warlocks walked out of the warship and went to the examination area. In the examination area, hundreds of fan-shaped scanners appeared and scanned the human warlocks, emitting various rays of light. Pupil detection, passed. Gene test, pass. Fingerprint test, passed. Soul inspection, passed, abnormal. Enemy invasion. High energy level. A great sage. A dangerous great sage. Warning! Warning! A dangerous great saint-level character has invaded. Shortly after a moonlight warlock from the Battle Demon sect entered the test area, loud alarms sounded. Light of teleportation shone and teleported away the warlocks who have passed the inspection. The Heaven Holy Yang Feng is really something. The 100 Illusions Great Holy, have never been discovered when I ran amok in the world. I didn't expect that I would be discovered so easily. As expected of a peerless human supreme genius of this era. The warlock smiled slightly, then his body twisted, and he changed into a beautiful being with long black hair and a peerlessly handsome appearance. The warlock looked like a man and a woman, and was attractive to both men and women. The 100 Illusions Great Holy was one of the 4 heavenly lords subordinated to the heaven-devouring demonic dragon. He was proficient in the art of transformation. When he ran amok in the world, few people could see through his art of transformation. Fine, since I've been seen through. Let me destroy the Battle Demon sect. I'll make a great contribution to my lord. The 100 Illusions Great Holy smiled and pointed with a finger, and countless runes shone and green rays barreled towards the spaceport. Boom! Along with an earth-shaking explosion, the spaceport covering an area of tens of thousands of kilometers was blown apart, and all the machinery in the spaceport was engulfed by the explosion and blown to pieces. Great Holy! A Great Holy has infiltrated here. Advanced Great Holy. That's an advanced Great Holy powerhouse. On the branch floating continent, the countenance of the 4 Holy Spirit warlocks supporting the 2 warlock imperial courts flickered, and they turned into 4 streams of light and gathered beside Yu Wuxian. None of the 4 Holy Spirit warlocks is a match for an advanced Great Holy powerhouse. If the 4 of them join forces, coupled with the arrangements made by the Battle Demon sect in their base, they might be able to fight against an advanced Great Holy powerhouse. Activate the ultimate defense. In a reception hall, Yu Wuxian pressed a button with an expressionless face. On the battle demon sect's branch floating continent, mechanical towers suddenly appeared and shone with countless runes. The mechanical towers emitted resonant ripples and absorbed the energy of the entire branch floating continent. In an instant, the area 10,000 kilometers in radius around the 100 Illusions Great Holy changed into a magic band domain and extracted all the energy of heaven and earth. Magic band domain. It won't be that easy to defeat me with a magic band domain alone. I'm not that kind of elemental life form. The 100 Illusions Great Holy smiled faintly, then emitted black light, floated in the air, and flew towards the center of the branch floating continent. Along with flashes of light, a large number of battle robots formed a huge mechanical flood and rushed towards the 100 Illusions Great Holy. Amazing! So this is the Battle Demon Sect's Mechanical Legion. So this is the underlying strength of the Battle Demon Sect. When the 4 Holy Spirit Warlocks saw the dense Mechanical Legion, their eyes shimmered with shock, and their scalp turned numb. Even if it is a Holy Spirit Warlock, once they are surrounded by an almost endless Mechanical Legion, they will eventually fight to the death. The Battle Demon Sect's Mechanical Legion. Interesting, but it's just that there are a lot of them. They can't block my way at all. The 100 Illusions Great Sage smiled proudly. Rays of cyan radiance formed cyan blades that slashed towards the mechanical army. Wherever the green blade passed, the primary battle robots were shredded into pieces and shattered into pieces. In the blink of an eye, the 100 Illusions Great Sage had crossed the distance of 100 miles. Strange rune chains emerged from the void and swept towards the 100 Illusions Great Holy. The 100 Illusions Great Holy was about to cast a spell to avoid the chains, when his face suddenly flickered. He sensed that the surrounding space has been completely sealed. Rays of blue light burst out of the 100 Illusions Great Sage's body and slashed at the rune chains. Slashed by the green light, the rune chains collapsed one after another. Those rune chains were practically endless, appearing and disappearing unpredictably, surging out from various regions. Suddenly, a chain emerged from the void, stabbed the 100 Illusions Great Holy, wound around him, and sealed him. Target locked. Entering annihilation sequence. Saint Slaughter artilleries emerged from the branch floating continent, shone brightly, and turned into a beam of destruction barreling towards the 100 Illusions Great Holy. The 100 Illusions Great Holy's face fell, and he roared. In the next moment, the 100 Illusions Great Holy was engulfed by a beam of light. With a flash of green light, the 100 Illusions Great Holy, who only has half of his body left, desperately fled into the distance. So strong. So this is the underlying strength of the Battle Demon Sect. How fearsome! As expected of the base of a Heaven Holy, this is a dragon's pool and a tiger's den. The 4 Holy Ones inhaled a breath of cold air. If they were hit by that beam of light, they would be annihilated, and even their souls would be extinguished. Rune chains emerged, stabbed the 100 Illusions Great Holy's broken body, and ran through it. My lord, save me! The 100 Illusions Great Holy let out a shrill roar. The void split open, and a black dragon claw that was tens of thousands of kilometers long and covered in dragon scales emerged from the void, piercing into the Battle Demon Sect's branch floating continent. It reached out and grabbed the 100 Illusions Great Sage. With a forceful tug, the countless rune chains were shattered, and the 100 Illusions Great Sage entered the huge rift. 1 month from now, I will slay the brilliant Great Holy on the god-murdering mountain. A cold and ruthless voice full of killing intent came from the rift and suppressed the surroundings. Chapter 1264. Heaven-devouring demonic dragon. It's him. He really woke up. When the 4 Holy Ones who came to help sensed the terrifying aura coming from the spatial rift, their countenance changed dramatically, and their eyes shimmered with a dignified shade. When Yu Wuxian heard that voice, her face became gloomy. The brilliant Great Holy is an important member of the Battle Demon Sect. It was thanks to the protection of the brilliant Great Holy that Yang Feng was able to occupy a branch floating continent and develop rapidly. If it wasn't for the protection of the brilliant Great Holy, Yang Feng wouldn't have been able to occupy a branch floating continent, and his development wouldn't have been so smooth. Yu Wuxian's gaze fell on Holy Feng Ku. Among the 4 holy ones, Yu Wuxian has the best relationship with Holy Feng Ku from the Taboo Imperial Court. Holy Feng Ku is also one of Yu Wuxian's pursuers. Holy Feng Ku smiled bitterly and shook his head. Holy Yu Wuxian, I can't make a decision on this matter. According to our analysis, the heaven-devouring demonic dragon is a monster closest to the Empyrean realm in this universe. Unless the Holy Council makes a decision to mobilize all the powerhouses of the 6 warlock imperial courts, there's no way to fight it. The other 3 holy ones nodded, a dignified shade in their eyes. When the heaven-devouring demonic dragon wreaked havoc in the universe, who knows how many holy ones and great holy ones were devoured by it and turned into its evolution resources. If it hadn't courted death by devouring a seriously injured Empyrean, it would have been able to advance to the Empyrean realm at the time. Only when all the holy ones and great holy ones of the 6 warlock imperial courts join forces may they be able to contend against such a terrifying existence. Yu Wuxian gritted her teeth and uttered, "Okay, I'll go to the Holy Council to ask for help." The Myriad Flowers Palace is located in the center of the core world. The Holy Council, which decides the fate of the Human Supreme Council, is located in the Myriad Flowers Palace. The Human Supreme Council, established by many warlock monarchs, only decides the mundane affairs of the Human Supreme Council. Matters involving the fate of the Human Supreme Council as well as powerhouses above the Holy Spirit warlock rank will be handed over to the Holy Council for handling. In the seat of honor of the Holy Council sits a burly golden dragon great holy with 2 golden dragon horns on his head. He was an expert who had revived in the Time Dynasty 20 years ago. He possessed a terrifying cultivation at the peak of the Great Sage realm and was currently the chairman of the Saint Assembly. The Great Void Golden Dragon Sage said slowly, "The brilliant Great Sage was captured alive by the heaven-devouring demon dragon and executed on the god-murdering mountain a month later. What are your thoughts on this matter?" Many of the saints and great saints below frowned and remained silent. Yu Wuxian gritted her teeth and said, "I propose that we gather the power of the Human Supreme Council to seal and suppress the sky-devouring demonic dragon. Save the brilliant Great Sage." A Holy Spirit warlock of the Transcendent Imperial Court uttered coldly, "The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is a peerless fierce beast of the eternal era. At that time, he was the strongest person under the Empyrean realm. He had devoured countless saints and great sages. He had even devoured 5 half-step emperors. Other than the first time, the heaven-devouring demonic dragon had 4 great divine generals, all of whom were great sages. Moreover, the black-horned demonic dragon great sage's strength was even more terrifying. Even the brilliant great sage had been captured alive by him. Moonless Saint, it's not that we don't want to save the brilliant sage, it's just that we don't have enough power." The rest of the saints and great sages in the meeting fell silent. The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is a quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse, an invincible existence under the Empyrean realm. Unless the 6 warlock imperial courts bring out all their underlying strength, they have a chance of suppressing it. But there is also the possibility of failure. The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is ferocious. At the time, even an Empyrean could only seriously injure him, but not kill him. If the 6 warlock imperial courts bring out all their underlying strength, it won't be difficult to defeat him. But it will be extremely difficult to kill, suppress, and seal him. Yu Wuxian uttered coldly, "A great holy was captured and killed. But the Human Supreme Council didn't react. Wouldn't we become a joke in the world? If word of this spreads out, those non-humankind beings will probably pounce on us and bite us. Who knows how many races the human race has offended by dominating the universe? Those races remain silent because they fear the strength of the human race. Once the human race shows signs of decline, it will attract countless powerful races to pounce on them and tear them to pieces." The Transcendent Imperial Court's Holy Spirit warlock smiled proudly and said, "Our human race also has powerful enough powerhouses that are awakening. Once they wake up, even the heaven-devouring demonic dragon won't be a threat." Yu Wuxian's heart sank, and she looked at the rest of the saints and great sages. The rest of the saints and great sages of the Holy Council are silent. Clearly, they agree with the words of the Transcendent Imperial Court's Holy Spirit Warlock. The human 8 Warlock Imperial Courts were originally filled with powerhouses. As such, they naturally have quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses keeping watch. This is the underlying strength of the 8 Warlock Imperial Courts. But it will take some time for those quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses to fully awaken. Yu Wuxian argued strongly in the Holy Council, but to no avail. Even the saints of the Battle Demon Sect's ally, the Taboo Imperial Court, remained silent. The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is a peerless fierce beast from the eternal era that has devoured quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses. Before the quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses of the 6 Warlock Imperial Courts fully awaken, becoming enemies with it is tantamount to courting death. After the Holy Council ended, the saints dispersed from the Wanhua Palace. Saint Feng Ku chased after Yu Wuxian and said with a bitter smile, "Saint Yu Wuxian, I'm sorry." Yu Wuxian sighed faintly, "No need to apologize. The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is a peerless fierce beast from the eternal era, a terrifying existence that escaped from an Empyrean. Unless it is the era of the 8 Warlock Imperial Courts, who would dare to provoke it? A peerless fierce beast that can devour quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses is virtually unstoppable. Only in the era of the 8 Warlock Imperial Courts, where the human 8 Warlock Emperors suppressed countless planes, maintained order and strict laws, and even quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses didn't dare to act presumptuously. Saint Feng Ku said unhurriedly, "Even if it was a heaven holy, it wouldn't do. After all, the heaven-devouring demonic dragon is a peerless fierce beast from the eternal era. Even a heaven holy is not its opponent." Yu Wuxian was silent, and then sighed faintly. The God-murdering mountain is a majestic mountain that has been eroded by god blood and is 10,000 kilometers tall. The last Empyrean of the Archgod era, Tichen, sank into the god-murdering mountain and fought fiercely with the Time Lord. Di Chen was beheaded and his limbs severed by the Time Lord, and his terrifying Empyrean blood dyed the god-murdering mountain red. Most of Di Chen's power was taken away by the Time Lord, and the remaining Empyrean blood merged with the mountain range. After countless years, it finally evolved into a majestic mountain that has been eroded by god blood. The god-murdering mountain originally sunk into the ground of the Zhangji Plain, but due to the constant earthquakes, it gradually extended out of the ground. After 20 years of changes, it has become one of the 10 largest demonic mountains of the Zhangji Plain. In a white cloud outside of the god-murdering mountain, traces of light flickered, and an emerald green leaf directly appeared. A golden-haired, blue-eyed, sexy beauty of the elf clan, wearing a green leaf armor and carrying a huge battle bow on her back, stood quietly on the emerald green leaf, looking at the peak of the god-murdering mountain. A ray of light flashed, and a peerless beauty with waist-length black hair and 9 snow-white fox tails appeared beside the peerless beauty of the elf clan with a smile on her face. She exuded a stunning charm from all over her body, and no matter if it was a man or a woman, they would be deeply attracted by her. The beautiful woman with 9 snow-white fox tails said with a sweet smile, "Mofasaraja, instead of being the primary god of the elven divine system on the Feisua Plain, why did you come to the god-murdering mountain to watch the show?" Mofasaraja uttered faintly, "White Narcissus, this is a battle related to the situation on the Zhangji Plain. I'm curious about how the humans will respond. That was a great holy. If the human Supreme Council allows the brilliant Great Holy to be killed, it will be a huge blow to the prestige of the human race. But a ferocious existence like the heaven-devouring demonic dragon is not easy to deal with. If it becomes an enemy, the humans will suffer heavy casualties, and may even be unable to recover from this setback." White Narcissus said with a sweet smile, "If the humans are unable to recover from this setback, and then break the seal left by the Time Lord, then the elves can spread their faith in the Zhangji Plain. You may be able to take advantage of this great tribulation to promote to the sole god of the Zhangji Plain and advance to the eternal realm. Am I right?" In the god system, the strength of a supreme god is comparable to that of a Holy Spirit warlock to that of a warlock emperor in their divine country. The sole god is a god who has the faith of all intelligent life forms in the center of the universe. The soul god is a terrifying existence comparable to an eternal sovereign. It is for this reason that the Time Lord left a restriction to prohibit anyone from ascending to godhood on the Tsangji plane. Mofusarage's pupils constricted slightly, and she said, "That's right. With my aptitude, this is the only way I can advance to the eternal realm." Using the god system to advance to the eternal realm is far clearer than using other methods. If Mofusarage uses the traditional method to advance to the eternal realm, she won't succeed. Just the essence of time alone is enough to leave her at a loss. Only through the god system can she have a glimmer of hope of advancing to the eternal realm. Of course, once Mofusarage becomes the sole god of the universe, she can only fight an eternal sovereign in her divine country. In other places, she is far weaker than a true eternal sovereign in terms of combat power. It is impossible for her to leave this universe and enter the great universe. However, after she becomes a soul god, as long as the universe hasn't ended, her soul won't decay and turn into a pile of bones due to her lifespan. White Knight uttered with a smile, "In addition to the first time, you should have another purpose, which is to see if the Heaven Holy has returned or not. Am I right? The most important purpose of the guys gathered here is to see if the Heaven Holy has returned or not. This is also the reason why the heaven-devouring demonic dragon attacked the brilliant Great Holy." Chapter 1265. The 100 Illusions Great Holy has just been seriously injured and is a little weak. However, the Black Horn Dragon Demon Great Holy is the #1 powerhouse subordinated to the heaven-devouring dragon. He suppressed the brilliant Great Holy by himself. His strength is tyrannical, and he forcibly blocked the 6 Great Holy. Ripples flickered in the void. Behind the Time Imperial Court's quasi-emperor powerhouse, there are 6 Great Holy, each of which exudes fearsome auras. Startled by the heaven-devouring dragon's voice, countless birds and beasts within a radius of 1,000,000 kilometers flew away in panic. The God Eye Great Holy, one of the 4 strongest quasi-emperor rank powerhouses of the Time Imperial Court, it's actually him. White Shuexian uttered with a sweet smile, "He's attacking the prestige of the human race." As expected of the Human Supreme Council, the most fearsome force of this era, a quasi-emperor rank powerhouse has recovered. That's the Heaven Holy. He's back. Covered in wounds, the brilliant Great Holy is carried by the Black Horn Dragon Demon Great Holy like a chicken. There are 2 people standing below the heaven-devouring dragon. One is his first divine general, the Black Horn Dragon Demon Great Holy, and the other is the 100 Illusions Great Holy. White Shuexian uttered with a smile, "The Human Supreme Council has gathered the power of the 6 warlock dynasties. It's indeed very strong. However, if no one from the Human Supreme Council shows up this time, I'm afraid that the hungry wolves will gather and attack the humans. To think that the heaven-devouring dragon would use such a trick, it's really cunning. This is much more effective than killing the brilliant Great Holy on the spot." He gave the Human Supreme Council a month to muster its strength. At noon, the heaven-devouring dragon showed a ferocious smile. "What a cunning little thing." The God Eye Great Holy was one of the 4 invincible quasi-emperors of the Time Imperial Court. For the heaven-devouring dragon to defeat him so easily is simply incredible. Since the main course is over, then I'll enjoy the dessert. Brilliant Great Holy, if you want to blame someone, blame yourself for sheltering that fool Yang Feng. He deserves to die for blocking my way. As his protector, you deserve to die even more. One was the #1 expert below the Emperor realm during the Eternal Era, while the other was one of the 4 strongest quasi-emperors of the Time Dynasty. I'm really looking forward to the clash between these 2 experts. Numerous gazes flashed past the Black-Horned Dragon Devil Great Sage and the 100 Illusion Great Sage, and then numerous Saint Intents were communicating with each other. The brilliant Great Sage is finished. Heaven-devouring demon dragon, how dare you touch my people? Are you courting death? The Hidden Holy and Great Holy have come here for an important purpose, that is, to see if the Heaven Holy Yang Feng has returned. The saints and great saints who were watching from the sidelines gasped when they saw this scene. Numerous gazes fell on the Divine Eye Great Sage, filled with fear and solemnity. A voice reverberated in the void, and the voice of the sky-devouring demon dragon echoed within 1,000,000 kilometers. As soon as the 6 great sages beside Divine Eye Great Sage moved, Black-Horned Demonic Dragon Great Sage and 100 Illusions Great Sage took the initiative to fly over and block the 6 human race Great Sages. Retreat! Mofasaraja looked around, and mysterious runes appeared. At a glance, she saw Holy and Great Holy hiding in the surroundings. Defeated! The Divine Eye Great Sage was defeated. A divine light condensed into a divine sword and slashed out from the devouring demon light. The sword slashed the devouring demon light apart and slashed at the sky-devouring demon dragon, splitting its scales and leaving a horrifying bone-deep wound on its body. The Holy and Great Holy have guessed why the heaven-devouring demon dragon attacked Yang Feng, who had no grievances with him. It's because both the heaven-devouring demon dragon and Yang Feng walk the path of devour. No matter who devours the other, the one who survives will get great benefits. The gigantic body of the sky-devouring demon dragon was also blasted 100 miles away by that terrifying blow. Mofasaraja uttered flatly, "The Human Supreme Council is composed of human warlocks from the 6 warlock imperial courts. Once the powerhouses of the 6 warlock imperial courts awaken, no one will be able to stop them. For now, we have to take advantage of the fact that the powerhouses of the 6 warlock imperial courts haven't fully awakened to defeat them. Only then will the rest have a chance to occupy the heaven and earth spirit route and compete for the opportunity to advance to the eternal realm." His death is unclear to begin with, and there are many doubtful points. It seems that he asked the Time Lord to seal himself in the modern era. The Divine Eye Great Sage uttered unhurriedly, "Heaven-devouring demon dragon, I am the Divine Eye Great Sage of the Human Supreme Council. Please give me some face and let the brilliant Great Sage go." The Human Supreme Council finally couldn't help but take action. To send a quasi-Empyrean step powerhouse, how terrifying! 6 specks of light flashed in the demonic diagram, and the 6 great holy fighting with the black-horned dragon demon Great Sage disappeared into the demonic diagram along with the Divine Eye Great Sage. The eyes of the mountain-like heaven-devouring demon dragon flashed fiercely, and it suddenly turned into a 10,000-kilometer-long demonic dragon covered in devour runes. That lowly human Yang Feng who claims to be the Heaven Holy still hasn't shown up? What an ungrateful thing. I heard that it was thanks to the protection of the brilliant Great Sage that Yang Feng was lucky enough to advance to a Holy Spirit Warlock. I didn't expect that his benefactor is about to be executed, yet he is still hiding. How heartless! Unless the quasi-Empyrean step powerhouses who have awakened from different eras join forces, they may not be able to quell the heaven-devouring demon dragon. All eyes were focused on the terrifying expert who was like a mountain of flesh. The eyes of those saints and great saints flashed with solemnity and fear. When the Divine Eye Great Sage was hit by the blow, fearsome demonic dragon chi slashed him, and his body exploded inch by inch, and blood scattered everywhere. That's the Black-Horned Dragon Demon Great Sage and the 100 Illusions Great Sage. Don't the heaven-devouring demon dragon have 4 divine generals as subordinates? You want me to let him go? You'd better obediently become my bait. The heaven-holy Yang Feng is the most fearsome genius of this era. In less than 1,000 years, he has already advanced from an ordinary person to a Holy Spirit Warlock and defeated countless supreme geniuses. Whether it is in the Feisua Plain, the Endless Abyss, or other places, he has many avatars. The 4 divine generals were in the Eternal Sovereign Era. After so many years, it's already pretty good that there are 2 left. The 10,000-kilometer-long heaven-devouring demon dragon opened its maw, and black devour light tore through the sky and devoured everything in its wake. Mofasaraja nodded slightly, and her gaze fell on the god-murdering mountain. The Divine Eye Great Sage spewed out a large mouthful of blood, then countless runes flashed, and a demonic diagram appeared in his hand. Legend has it that he once devoured an Empyrean. The expressions of all the saints changed drastically when they saw the figure that seemed like an invincible fiend god. The void cracked and a figure walked out of it. Facing the terrifying dragon claw that was as large as a star, he punched out. The divine eye great sage flew out of the devour light, and his breath weakened a lot. The Heaven Holy's teacher is done for. The devouring heaven demon dragon smiled ferociously, and his voice shook the world. The dragon claw tore the sky and directly suppressed the void. It contained a terrifying power of ultimacy and blasted the body of the divine eye great sage. Looks of pity, indifference, and schadenfreude focused on the brilliant great sage. A burly powerhouse with a vertical eye on the forehead and dressed in a warlock robe of the time imperial court stepped out of the void, and wisps of quasi-empyrean rank fluctuations of power diffused from him. At the peak of the god-murdering mountain, rays of black light descended, and within the black light, a large black carriage suddenly appeared. On the black carriage, a terrifying expert whose entire body was covered in black dragon scales, with 4 arms, dragon horns on his head, a belly as fat as a bucket, and a face as sinister as a ghost appeared. He was 100 meters tall, like a mountain of flesh. Heaven-devouring demon dragon, as expected of the number 1 powerhouse under the Empyrean realm, he's so powerful. He is the heaven-devouring demon dragon known to be invincible under the Empyrean realm. In the clouds, the heaven-devouring demon dragon smiled ferociously and extended a huge dragon claw towards the brilliant great sage. To be able to injure me, divine eye great sage, among quasi-Empyreans, you have some skill. However, you're destined to die here. The two sides only exchanged blows for a moment. After the divine eye great sage judged that he was not a match for the heaven-devouring demon dragon, he retreated decisively. This rendered the heaven-devouring demon dragon unable to display any of its methods. He originally wanted to consume the divine eye great sage's power and then devour him in one fell swoop. But the void was silent. The saints and great sages hidden in the void were silent. In an instant, the shadow of a star suddenly appeared, as if it was the embodiment of the ultimacy of power. It slammed into the terrifying dragon claw, and the claw of the sky-devouring demon dragon was smashed into smithereens. The heaven-devouring demon dragon sneered. The battle demon sect is said to be one of the 7 pillars of the human Supreme Council. I heard that the human Supreme Council is the most powerful force of this era. I captured the brilliant great sage of the battle demon sect, yet the human Supreme Council didn't even dare to fart. What a bunch of trash. The heaven-devouring demon dragon looked into the void, his eyes shimmered fiercely, and he sneered and uttered frigidly. Heaven-devouring demon dragon. Heaven holy! In an instant, the divine eye great sage was drawn into the devouring light. The heaven-devouring demon dragon is an overlord of an era. He even dares to devour warlock emperor rank Empyreans. He is ferocious to the extreme. Few people dare to provoke him. Your opponents are us. He was the number 1 powerhouse of this plane at the time. Unfortunately, he awakened too early and his potential is insufficient. Chapter 1266. Heaven Holy. The Heaven Holy is back. So strong, he was able to repel the heaven-devouring demonic dragon. He has become so strong. Holy and great holy gazes filled with shock focused on Yang Feng. Mofa Sirage's beautiful eyes flashed with astonishment. So strong. Heaven Holy Yang Feng has grown to this point, that's really scary. The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is a fierce beast known for its strength, yet it was repelled by a punch from him. That's really scary. Staring at Yang Feng with unwillingness in her beautiful eyes, White Knight sighed faintly. The Eternal Path is also known as the Empyrean Path. For the Heaven Holy to come out of the Eternal Path, I'm afraid that he has already become an invincible existence on the Eternal Path like the human 8 Warlock Emperors. How terrifying! Virtually every one of the human 8 Warlock Emperors spent thousands of years to become invincible on the Eternal Path. It has been less than 500 years since he entered the Eternal Path. Yang Feng, it's him. He has become so strong. The brilliant Great Holy, who was forced to kneel on the ground, looked at Yang Feng standing in front of him with incredulity in his eyes. When the brilliant Great Holy was reborn, Yang Feng was just an infinity warlock. But now, he can already contend against the peerless fierce beast heaven-devouring demonic dragon. 2 rays of light flashed, and Mykelia and Shi Yu appeared behind Yang Feng and looked around with pride on their faces. You are Yang Feng? No wonder he was the strongest heaven's favorite of this generation of the human race. The great tribulation of the universe, we should overcome this tribulation together. For the sake of the big picture, offer me everything and let me advance to the Empyrean realm. I will protect the universe in your place. A ferocious gleam flashed in the eyes of the devouring heaven demonic dragon, and it roared and belched a devour black ray that can devour everything sweeping towards Yang Feng. Heaven-devouring demonic dragon, please take the big picture into consideration and become a stepping stone for my evolution. A devour black hole suddenly appeared around Yang Feng, blurred, and slammed into the devour black ray. When the 2 devour forces collided, they distorted and shook each other. Incomparably terrifying energy waves were constantly interweaving and annihilating. Virtually in an instant, Yang Feng split apart the devour black light, appeared in front of the devouring heaven demonic dragon, and punched it. When Yang Feng, who looks like a speck of dust compared to the devouring heaven demonic dragon, slammed his fist into the devouring heaven demonic dragon, and the star-like body of the devouring heaven demonic dragon exploded, and terrifying flesh and blood splashed about. Runes shone, and the devouring heaven demonic dragon turned into a black ray of light and flew 10,000 kilometers away, and the wound healed quickly. How terrifying! The heavenly sage has actually become so powerful. Amazing! He has already surpassed ancient experts like the godly Eye Great Sage. The Eternal Road is truly worthy of being the road of emperors. Since he had returned from the Eternal Road, he must be invincible there. From then on, he was invincible, and no one was a match for him. The heaven-devouring devil dragon is a monster known as the strongest under the Emperor realm in the Eternal Era. Even such a monster isn't a match for the heavenly saint. How terrifying! The most terrifying thing is that the heavenly saint is still just a pinnacle great holy. He hasn't crossed the holy boundary and entered the domain of the quasi-Empyrean. But he is already able to contend against the heaven-devouring devil dragon. If he advances to a quasi-Empyrean in the future, who will be his opponent? It seems that the human race's 9th warlock emperor is about to be born. When the powerhouses hidden in the void saw that the heaven-devouring devil dragon was seriously injured by Yang Feng with a single move, their eyes flashed with shock. Yang Feng, you've successfully angered me. I want you dead. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to eat you. The eyes of the heaven-devouring devil dragon shimmered with a ferocious and frenzied gleam. Countless runes shone, and its star-like body shrank to a size of 10 meters. Countless sharp bone spurs grew all over its body, and it exuded a ferocious and ruthless aura. The heaven-devouring devil dragon has shrunk to a size of 10 meters, but it caused a dignified gleam to flash in Yang Feng's eyes. He clearly sensed that along with the shrinking of its body, the power of the heaven-devouring devil dragon has increased by a large margin. Go to hell! With a ferocious gleam in its eyes, the heaven-devouring devil dragon flapped its wings, and, surpassing the speed of light, appeared in front of Yang Feng as if it teleported and slashed its claw at Yang Feng. A devour black hole suddenly appeared and swallowed the heaven-devouring devil dragon. It's no use, I am the embodiment of devour. In terms of essence, you are far too lacking. A ferocious laugh came from the devour black hole. The devour black hole was torn apart by the heaven-devouring devil dragon, and its claw shot towards Yang Feng lightning fast. Suddenly, warping force fields and magic barriers emerged on Yang Feng. Countless mysterious runes flickered on the claw of the heaven-devouring devil dragon, and it pierced through Yang Feng's barrier like cutting tofu, tore apart the Twilight God armor, and opened a huge wound on Yang Feng's body. A fierce ray flashed in Yang Feng's eyes, and he sent a fist flying. A gold horn appeared and stabbed into the heaven-devouring devil dragon. Boom! A fearsome explosion sounded. Along with 2 fearsome shock waves, 2 rays of light flew out from the center of the explosion. drops of holy blood and demonic blood sprinkled the sky and dripped on the earth. A large hole was dug in Yang Feng's abdomen, and the gold horn pierced through the heaven-devouring devil dragon's body. Blood dripped from the wound, and it was difficult to heal. Again. A fierce ray flashed in the eyes of the heaven-devouring devil dragon. Ignoring its injuries, it smiled ferociously, its figure flickered, and it appeared in front of Yang Feng and sent a claw barreling towards him. Yang Feng smiled faintly, shone with runes, and met the attack head-on. Boom, boom, boom. A series of terrifying explosions rang out in the void as terrifying energy ripples spread out in all directions. Mountains crumbled, the earth cracked, and the void collapsed. In the wake of the shock wave, everything turned into powder. The saints and great saints who were hiding in the void could no longer hide themselves. One by one, they opened magic barriers to resist the aftermath of the impact of the power. Mofasaraja stared at the heaven-devouring devil dragon with shock in her beautiful eyes. So strong. This is the #1 powerhouse under the Empyrean realm in the Eternal Era. How fierce! With her eyesight, Mofasaraja could tell at a glance that if the heaven-devouring devil dragon used its strongest power to deal with it, unless it fled as soon as it saw the heaven-devouring devil dragon, its chances of leaving alive are less than 30%. An enigmatic look flashed in White Knight's beautiful eyes, and she uttered with a sweet smile, "Amazing!" Both of them were too terrifying. One is a peerless beast from ancient times, and the other is a peerless human supreme genius of this era. I don't know who's stronger. Mofasaraja uttered. Naturally, the heaven-devouring devil dragon is stronger. Its resilience is far above that of Yang Feng's. One is a quasi-Empyrean, the other is just a pinnacle great holy. The difference in cultivation base is too great. If Yang Feng has already advanced to a quasi-Empyrean, then the heaven-devouring devil dragon is definitely not his opponent. In the void, runes shone on the heaven-devouring devil dragon's body, and tremendous power melted the law force inside it. The flesh on its wounds squirmed and healed quickly. The wounds on Yang Feng's body, however, could not heal. At the same time, black gas pervaded the wounds and eroded his flesh inch by inch. The claws and bone spurs of the heaven-devouring devil dragon contain highly toxic toxins. Even a quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse will be eroded by the toxins first, then the flesh, then the bones, and finally the soul. As expected of the #1 powerhouse under the Empyrean realm in the Eternal Era. Unfortunately, you met me, and you are destined to be my stepping stone. Third form. After Yang Feng repelled the heaven-devouring devil dragon with a strike, countless runes shone on the armor of dawn and frantically extracted the power of the Kunmo Dusk Stone. A devour black hole suddenly appeared and engulfed the heaven-devouring devil dragon. The essence of devour has no effect on me. I am the embodiment of devour. The heaven-devouring devil dragon smiled ferociously and tore the devour black hole apart with its claws, neutralized Yang Feng's essence of devour, and tore it apart. At the moment when the devour black hole was torn apart, a blurry projection with Yang Feng's face slashed down with the halberd of the god of battle in its hand. In an instant, countless martyrs emerged from the river of time, cast various offensive secret methods, and slashed at the heaven-devouring devil dragon. Open! The heaven-devouring demonic dragon's eyes flashed with a hint of seriousness. With a roar, the draconic aura around its body rumbled and its blood boiled. It transformed into a human-shaped demonic dragon and grabbed at the halberd of the god of war. With a flash of red light, the claws of the devouring heaven devil dragon were sliced apart by the terrifying halberd light. The red light followed the momentum and sliced the devouring heaven devil dragon into two with a single strike. The projection extended its hand, and a devour black hole suddenly appeared, engulfed the heaven-devouring devil dragon, and frantically devoured his life origin and essence of devour. How is this possible? The heaven-devouring devil dragon was defeated just like that? How is this possible? He is the #1 powerhouse under the Empyrean realm in the Eternal Era. That's the heaven-devouring devil dragon. Yet he was defeated by the Heaven Holy just like that. Furthermore, He devoured him directly. How can the heaven holy Yang Feng be so powerful? He's just a pinnacle great holy. Seeing this scene, the holy and great holy spectators in the void were struck dumb, unable to believe their eyes. Not long ago, the heaven-devouring devil dragon had the upper hand. But almost in an instant, the situation has been completely reversed. Before the heaven-devouring devil dragon could escape, he was devoured by Yang Feng. This is simply appalling. Chapter 1267. The Lord was devoured. How is this possible? When the black-horned dragon Great Holy saw this scene, his eyes flashed with shock, and he trembled all over, and a chill welled up inside him. Only he knows how powerful the heaven-devouring demonic dragon is. It is a peerless fierce beast that has even devoured a quasi-empyrean steppe powerhouse. For such a fearsome existence to be devoured by Yang Feng, this is simply appalling. The 100 Illusions Great Holy's face flickered, then his figure fluttered, and he turned into a golden-winged rock and flew into the distance. Since you're here, don't leave. Mykelia smiled sweetly, then spread the angel wings behind her, flapped slightly, teleported above the golden-winged rock, and slashed down with her sword. A beam of sword light that contained the mysteries of darkness tore through the sky, transforming into a gigantic sword that was over 10,000 miles long. The sword slashed down on the body of the golden-winged rock, cleaving it into 2 pieces. Blood sprayed through the sky. Countless gold runes flickered, and the golden-winged rock turned into the 100 Illusions Great Holy. A terrifying injury has appeared on his body. The black-horned dragon Great Holy's eyes flickered for a while, then his figure fluttered, dragon chi surged, and he turned into a stream of black light and fled into the distance. Your opponent is me. There were ripples in the void, and Shiryu appeared in front of the black-horned dragon Great Holy almost instantaneously, urged the essence of stone, and barreled towards the black-horned dragon Great Holy. That's Mykelia and Shiryu by the Heaven Holy's side. They have become so powerful. Great Holy. In such a short period of time, they have already promoted to Great Holy. How terrifying. They are heaven and earth variant species, but after advancing to Great Holy, they become even more terrifying. Gazes full of apprehension focused on Mykelia and Shiryu. On the battlefield, Mykelia completely suppressed the seriously injured 100 Illusions Great Holy. Although Shiryu is suppressed by the black-horned dragon Great Holy, but she is still ferocious and firmly blocked the black-horned dragon Great Holy's attack. Yang Feng pointed with a finger, and mechanical tentacles emerged from the armor of dawn and stabbed into the brilliant Great Holy. Countless runes flickered, and the seals inside the brilliant Great Holy collapsed one by one. There was a flash of relief in the brilliant Great Holy's eyes. Yang Feng, after not seeing you for a few years, I didn't expect you to grow to this point. What a surprise. I thought it would take at least 3,000 years for you to grow to this stage. Even the Time King didn't grow as fast as you. Yang Feng said with an apologetic expression, if it weren't for your protection, brilliant Great Holy, I wouldn't have been able to achieve this. Great Sage, I've implicated you because of me. The reason why the heaven-devouring devil dragon had awakened in this era was to fight for the position of emperor and advance to the eternal realm. He should not have provoked a strong enemy. But his and Yang Feng's paths were in conflict. Only one of them could survive. As such, he naturally had to act against Yang Feng. Heavenly Sage, I'm the 9 Phoenix Great Sage. Now that the great tribulation of the universe is imminent and the Gamana universe is invading our universe, we need manpower. After all, the heaven-devouring demon dragon is a powerhouse of our universe. Please give me some face and let him live. The void split open, and a 3-meter-tall handsome man with 9 phoenix tails floating behind him, dressed in a scarlet armor, walked out of the void, looked at Yang Feng from above, and said coldly, the 9 Phoenix Great Sage, that's the 9th son of the Scarlet Flame Feng Huang Great Emperor. He was an invincible peerless figure in his era. The 9 Phoenix Great Sage, that's a fierce person who devoured the quasi-empyrean rank Kuanping. He has also awakened. Among the onlookers, there are many human Holy Spirit warlocks. As soon as they heard the name of the nine-phoenix great sage, they guessed his origin. A 10-meter-tall powerhouse with green hair, a ferocious and ugly appearance, for arms, and a crocodile-like lower body appeared from the void and smiled ferociously, revealing chrysanthemum-like saw-teeth. That's right, our universe can no longer withstand turmoil. Heavenly Sage, I'm the nine-headed great sage. The heaven-devouring demon dragon is a member of our universe. You shouldn't kill each other. I advise you to take the big picture into consideration and let him go. Otherwise, you'll be our enemy. Nine-headed great sage. A variant nine-headed true dragon has 9 lives. If you can't kill him 9 times at once, he can be reborn again and again. The nine-headed great sage is the strongest quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse of the Dark Ogre Emperor era. He once devoured 3 quasi-martial emperors, and even fought against 2 quasi-martial emperors by himself, and defeated 2 quasi-martial emperors. When the human Holy Spirit warlocks saw the nine-headed great sage, they quickly guessed his origin. Without a trace of a smile in his eyes, Yang Feng said with a frigid smile, "Well said. Only by integrating all the forces of our universe can we compete with the Gamana universe. I think the two of you should take the big picture into consideration, hand over your souls, and become my lackeys. That's the best plan." The heaven-devouring demon dragon walks the path of devour, which conflicts with Yang Feng's path. The relationship between him and Yang Feng is destined to be irreconcilable sworn enemies. Since the nine-phoenix great sage and the nine-headed great sage came to save the heaven-devouring demon dragon, they are Yang Feng's sworn enemies. Naturally, he won't give them any face. What big talk? Heaven holy, let go of the heaven-devouring demon dragon. Otherwise, today will be the day you die. With a cold snort, a black-furred monster with a horn stepped out of the void. The surrounding space distorted slightly, and it stared at Yang Feng with killing intent in its eyes and uttered coldly, "Who is that? What is the origin of this quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse?" Countless gazes fell on the black-furred, ghost-horned monster, and they were filled with curiosity. White Knight smiled slightly. He is a quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse of the Black Ogre race. In the Archgod era, the Black Ogre Emperor was invincible for an era. If I'm not mistaken, he is the quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse Babadarok subordinated to the Black Ogre Emperor. Enigmatic light flickered in Mofusarage's eyes. With 3 quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses joining forces, the Heaven Holy is in danger. It turns out that there are so many people who don't want to see the Heaven Holy heaven-devouring demon dragon. White Knight uttered with a smile, "Of course. Even in this era, there is only one Empyrean rank powerhouse. Only by becoming an Empyrean will one be qualified to compete for the opportunity to advance to the eternal realm in the future. No quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse wants the Heaven Holy to devour the heaven-devouring demon dragon." You've all jumped out? Very well, you've all jumped out. Then all of you can go to hell. After devouring you, my strength will definitely advance by a step. Do it. Yang Feng's eyes flashed coldly, and he ordered coldly. The void cracked, and the star and moon heavenly serpent great sage flew out, revealing his body that was as big as a star. Controlling the endless power of stars that could destroy everything, he blasted towards the nine-phoenix great sage. Ripples flickered, and the void-eyed tiger holy appeared. With a fierce gleam in his eyes, he rushed towards the nine-phoenix holy. Countless green lightning flashed, and the green thunder holy walked out of the void and attacked Babadarok with a thunder spear in hand. Shiryu's eyes flickered coldly, countless runes flickered, and 3 starry sky obsidian stone dragons appeared. The 3 obsidian dragon heads tore through the sky lightning fast and bit towards the black-horned dragon holy. Caught off guard, the black-horned demonic dragon great sage was bitten by the 3 obsidian dragon heads and torn apart. Go to hell. An ominous glint flashed in the brilliant great saint's eyes. He held the brilliant divine sword in his hand and crossed the void. He appeared behind the black-horned dragon great saint and slashed at the black-horned dragon great saint's body, leaving a huge wound. The brilliant great sage was captured alive by the black-horned demonic dragon great sage and suffered all kinds of humiliation. He hated the black-horned demonic dragon Great Sage to the extreme, and before his strength had fully recovered, he disregarded his own safety and attacked the black-horned demonic dragon Great Sage. The black-horned dragon Holy's strength is also terrifying. His remaining body reformed, and he cast a secret method to contend with the 3 starry sky obsidian stone dragons and the brilliant Great Holy. 4 quasi-empyrean rank powerhouses. Are they all allies of the Heaven Holy? To be able to recruit 4 quasi-empyrean rank allies? How fearsome! In terms of power alone, the Heaven Holy is no less powerful than the 8th Warlock dynasty. When the Holy and Great Holy saw the Void Eyes Tiger Holy and the other 3 quasi-empyrean rank powerhouses obey Yangfeng's call, they inhaled a breath of cold air. Every quasi-empyrean rank powerhouse is a genius among geniuses, a monster among monsters. At the time, the 8th Warlock dynasty only had 4 quasi-empyrean rank powerhouses to assist the Dawn Lord at most. In terms of power alone, Yang Feng, who has 4 quasi-empyrean rank allies, is already comparable to the 8th Warlock dynasty's Dawn Lord. Mofa Saraja inhaled a breath of cold air. He can even order quasi-empyrean rank powerhouses. And 4 quasi-empyrean rank powerhouses to boot. The Heaven Holy is really scary. White Knight sighed faintly. I'm afraid there are more than 4. There are as many experts as there are clouds in the Eternal Road. It is the most elite place in our universe. Who knows how many quasi-empyrean rank powerhouses are hidden in that place? Since the Heaven Holy was able to subdue the 4 quasi-empyrean rank powerhouses, he can naturally subdue other powerhouses as well. As long as the Empyrean rank powerhouses don't come out, he will be invincible in this era. With his hands behind his back, Yang Feng stood proudly in the void. A huge devour black hole suspended above his head frantically devoured the life force of the heaven-devouring demonic dragon. The 9 Phoenix Great Holy, the 9 Heads Great Holy, and Babatalak are indeed invincible powerhouses of their respective eras. Even though the Star Moon Heavenly Snake Great Holy, the Void Eyes Tiger Great Holy, and the Green Thunder Great Holy used Empyrean grade secret treasures, but they are still not their opponents. They retreated again and again, their bodies riddled with scars. It seems that only you 3 idiots came to die. The rest are very careful. Yang Feng, who was standing still, suddenly smiled. Light flashed in his hand, and the green sun halberd appeared. He stabbed into the Devour black hole, slashed at the Devour demonic dragon, and cut it in 2. Chapter 1268. As soon as the heaven-devouring demonic dragon was cut in 2, a tremendous amount of life origin poured out. A torrent of time emerged around the Devour black hole and accelerated the flow of time in the area. Within a few breaths of time, the heaven-devouring demonic dragon shriveled, and all its essence was devoured and turned into dust that dissipated with the wind. Dead. The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is dead. He is known as the #1 powerhouse under the Empyrean realm in the Eternal Era. The Heaven Holy is too scary. When the Holy and Great Holy spectators in the void saw this scene, they felt a chill in their hearts. The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is the #1 powerhouse under the Empyrean realm in the Eternal Era. Even the quasi-Empyrean step powerhouse, the God Eye Great Holy, was defeated by him and had to flee in a sorry state. For such a fierce beast to be slain by Yang Feng, the significance of this made the Holy and Great Holy shudder. A river of time emerged and circled around Yang Feng. Yang Feng took a step, teleported behind the black-horned demonic dragon Great Holy, and slashed down with his halberd. In an instant, the power of the 10 suns split the sky, condensed into one, and turned into an indestructible halberd light that slashed at the body of the black-horned dragon Great Sage, forcibly splitting the black-horned dragon Great Sage into 2. A devour black hole appeared and swallowed the remains of the black-horned demonic dragon Great Holy. Countless devour runes and time runes flickered and intertwined, and time inside the devour black hole accelerated by 1,000 times. The remains of the black-horned demonic dragon Great Holy's life origin was sucked dry, and then turned into dust that dissipated with the wind. The black-horned demonic dragon Great Holy died as well. slaying a holy like slaughtering a dog. When the Holy and Great Holy saw that the black-horned demonic dragon Great Holy couldn't resist Yang Feng's attack, their eyes flashed with shock. The black-horned demonic dragon Great Holy was a ruthless character who once captured the brilliant Great Holy alive. Even the 3 starry sky obsidian stone dragons could only force him into a sorry state, but his life wasn't in danger. For such a fearsome powerhouse to be insta-killed by Yang Feng is simply inconceivable. A river of time emerged and extended behind the 9 Phoenix Great Sage, and a phantom materialized behind the 9 Phoenix Great Sage in a flash and slashed at him with a halberd. The 9 Phoenix Great Holy is fighting the Star Moon Heavenly Snake Holy. Faced with the sneak attack, his eyes blazed with anger, and he belched an Empyrean-grade secret treasure, the 9 Phoenix Pearl, barreling towards Yang Feng. The 9 Phoenixes were a mutated true spirit race of the Phoenixes. Their bodies also flowed with the blood of the true spirit. Every pure-blooded 9 Phoenixes was extremely powerful, not losing to the Phoenixes in the slightest. The 9 Phoenix Pearl was a secret treasure refined by the 4 emperors of the 9 Phoenix clan. It contained the power of the 4 emperors and the entire 9 Phoenix clan, and its might was even more terrifying than some invincible secret treasures, second only to eternal treasures. When Yang Feng's halberd slashed at the 9 Phoenix Pearl, for 9 phoenixes burning with Fenghuang flames and looking 90% similar to phoenixes flew out of the 9 Phoenix Pearl, forcibly shattered the halberd ray, and rushed towards Yang Feng. A devour black hole suddenly appeared and devoured the 4 9 phoenixes burning with Fenghuang flames. Boom! In just an instant, the 4 9 phoenixes burning with Fenghuang flames burst the devour black hole, and the 4 9 phoenixes rushed towards Yang Feng. Amazing, as expected of an overlord of the ancient times. With the 9 Phoenix Pearl, you are slightly stronger than the devouring heaven demonic dragon. 4th form. Yang Feng praised faintly. A cold glint flashed in his eyes, and the god armor of twilight shone, and a vague phantom emerged and merged with him. When he merged with the blurry phantom, a tremendous amount of power was extracted from the Kunmo stone. Yang Feng brandished the halberd of the god of battle in his hand and slashed at the 4 9 phoenixes. Countless braves emerged from the river of time and unleashed all kinds of powerful offensive secret methods barreling towards the 4 9 phoenixes. The void turned into a battlefield. Countless braves fought the 4 Empyrean experts incarnated from the 9 phoenixes. Flames, storms, ice cones, and other extraordinary forces tore through the sky. Shuttling through the battlefield like an invincible transcendent, Yang Feng brandished his halberd and urged countless braves to fight the 4 9 phoenixes. Virtually in an instant, Yang Feng slashed at a 9 phoenix with his tens of thousands of halberds and chopped it into countless pieces. A devouring black hole appeared and swallowed the 9-headed phoenix. After the 9 phoenix was devoured, the 9 Phoenix Pearl dimmed by a fraction. Yang Feng strolled through the endless flames. With every step he took, he killed a 9 phoenix. After just 4 steps, he chopped and devoured the 4 9 phoenixes. Become nutrients for my evolution. In an instant, Yang Feng appeared in front of the 9 Phoenix Pearl and grabbed it with his hand. Countless mechanical tentacles emerged from the Dawn God armor, wrapped around the 9 Phoenix Pearl, and cut off the connection between the 9 Phoenix Pearl and the 9 Phoenix Great Holy in an instant. When the 9 Phoenix Great Holy sensed that the connection between him and the 9 Phoenix Pearl was cut off, his complexion changed dramatically, and he roared angrily, "Heaven Holy, you dare to snatch the inheritance secret treasure of my 9 Phoenix race. My 9 Phoenix race will not rest until you are dead." That's just right. After killing you and then wiping out your 9 Phoenix race, the strength of my human race will increase by a bit. A cold ray flashed in Yang Feng's eyes, and biting, killing intent surged. He crossed the void, appeared in front of the 9 Phoenix Great Holy, and slashed down with his halberd. "Very well, Heaven Holy, since you're so aggressive, then let us perish together." 9 Phoenix God Massacre Method. Shocked and angry, the 9 Phoenix Great Holy's eyes shimmered fiercely, countless runes flickered, and he burned his bloodline force and unleashed a desperate secret method passed down from generation to generation of the 9 Phoenix race. Countless flames surged and formed an invincible 9-phoenix spear. The 9-phoenix spear formed from the bloodline force of a 9-phoenix race powerhouse is extremely powerful. Even if it stabs an Empyrean, it can injure their life origin, making it difficult for them to recover. This is the most terrifying offensive method of the 9-phoenix race, which they will only use when going all out. The 9-phoenix Great Holy has an unyielding personality. Seeing that the situation is unfavorable, he put up a desperate fight. When the 9-phoenix spear formed, the breath of the advanced quasi-Empyrean rank 9-phoenix Great Holy weakened and fell to the junior quasi-Empyrean rank. Without the nourishment of a large number of treasures comparable to eternal divine fruits, there is no hope for him to attack the Empyrean realm. In an instant, the 9-phoenix spear tore through the sky and stabbed towards Yang Feng. A dignified shade in his eyes, Yang Feng waved his hand, and the Wheel of Time suddenly flew out. Countless runes shone from the Wheel of Time, and a river of time emerged and surrounded Yang Feng. The 9-phoenix spear tore through the sky, appeared in front of Yang Feng, stabbed into his body, and exploded into raging fire that engulfed Yang Feng. He's dead. That's the 9-phoenix spear. The 9-phoenix race's desperate secret method. Both sides suffer? That's the best result. The Holy and Great Holy stared at the raging fire with anticipation in their eyes. White Knight's eyes flashed with derision and he sneered, "A bunch of idiots." That's the Wheel of Time, the Time Lord's defensive secret treasure. The 9-phoenix Great Holy is in danger. A complicated look in her beautiful eyes, Mofasaraja sighed faintly. The Wheel of Time, this treasure known as the #1 secret treasure of the human race, actually fell into the hands of a Heaven Holy. The 9-phoenix Great Holy is not in danger, but is dead meat. The space in front of the 9-phoenix Great Holy blurred, and then Yang Feng's figure suddenly appeared in front of him, as if he traveled from the past to the present. A halberd that contained the attacks of countless heroic spirits tore through the sky and slashed at the extremely weak Jiufeng Great Sage, cleaving him in two with a single strike. A black hole suddenly appeared and devoured the 9-phoenix Great Holy. What spell is that? It can actually block the 9-phoenix spear? That's the 9-phoenix race's desperate secret method. At the time, many Empyreans were injured by the 9-phoenix spear. How could this be? The Heaven Holy slayed the 9-phoenix Great Holy unscathed. What spell is that? The Wheel of Time. That's the Time Lord's defensive Empyrean's secret treasure, the Wheel of Time. That's the Wheel of Time's space-time reversal spell. It can allow people to travel through different space-time and avoid all kinds of attacks. At the time, the Time Lord relied on this spell to become invincible. I didn't expect the Heaven Holy to obtain this Empyrean grade's secret treasure. When the Holy and Great Holy saw Yang Feng slay and devour the 9-phoenix Great Holy, their eyes flashed with shock. Even Empyreans would be apprehensive of the 9-phoenix race's desperate secret method. Yet Yang Feng slayed the 9-phoenix Great Holy unscathed, which makes people shudder. The Heaven Holy is even more terrifying than before. Who knows how many benefits he obtained in the Eternal Wall? To be able to easily slay a terrifying existence like the 9-phoenix Great Holy, he's really strong. The Star Moon Heavenly Snake Great Holy took a deep look at Yang Feng. His eyes flashed with excitement and unwillingness, and he sent starlight barreling towards the 9-headed Great Holy. The 9-headed Great Holy was an overlord of ancient times, and he originally firmly suppressed the void-eyed Tiger Great Holy. But when the Star Moon Heavenly Snake Great Holy joined the battle, he immediately reversed the situation. Fighting 1 against 2, the 9-headed Great Holy didn't fall into a disadvantageous position. However, it is impossible for him to kill the void-eyed Tiger Great Holy. Countless runes flickered, and a pair of Kunpeng wings appeared on the back of the 9-headed Great Holy. With a flap, he turned into a bright ray and fled. It won't be that easy to escape. A torrent of time emerged, and Yang Feng appeared in front of the 9-headed Great Holy as if he teleported and slashed with his halberd. Chapter 1269. The 9-headed Great Holy opened his mouth, and a broken steel exuding eternal breath suddenly flew out. there is an ancient and mysterious character engraved on the broken steel. Countless mysterious runes flickered, and the ancient character flew out and turned into a fearsome sword ray slashing towards Yang Feng. I can't avoid it. When Yang Feng saw the fearsome sword ray, a trace of understanding welled up in his heart. The wheel of time cannot avoid this sword ray. Although the power of the character engraved on the broken steel is far inferior to that of the 9 Phoenix Spear, but the grade of the character engraved on it is far above that of the 9 Phoenix Spear. It contains eternal force and can break the wheel of time spell. The dazzling and mysterious blade light tore through the sky. Everywhere it passed, the heroes were slashed into powder, and under the envelopment of strange laws, their traces were completely erased from history. Yang Feng spread the fingers of a hand, light shone on him, and an ogre shield exuding immortal Empyrean might suddenly appeared. An ogre shield containing immortal Empyrean might flew out and bit at the sword ray with its maw. When the sword ray slashed at the ogre shield, the eternal fluctuations that can destroy everything shattered the ogre shield, and then slashed at the ogre shield. The ogre shield cracked, and Yang Feng's left arm was cut off by the sword ray, and blood sprinkled in the sky. His face expressionless, Yang Feng appeared in front of the 9-headed Great Holy with a teleport and slashed down with his halberd. Countless braves appeared again, cast various offensive secret methods, and barreled towards the 9-headed Great Holy. The broken steel containing the breath of eternity emerged and radiated gray light, containing wisps of the breath of eternity. When the countless offensive secret methods slammed into the broken steel, they were blocked by the broken steel. The star moon heavenly snake wholly controlled countless starlight, formed a star spear, and stabbed at the broken steel. The void-eyed tiger wholly formed a great void sword that tore through the starry sky and slashed at the broken steel. The gray light emanating from the broken steel forcibly blocked the attacks of Yang Feng and the other 2 powerhouses. But under the protection of the broken steel, the 9-headed Great Holy's breath weakened continuously. The 9-headed Great Holy roared, "Heaven Holy! You've won this time. Let me go. There's no benefit in fighting with me until both of us are heavily injured. You should know that there are countless people here who want you dead. If you fight with me until both of us are injured, only death awaits you. You don't have the qualifications to fight me to the point where both sides suffer." Yang Feng smiled coldly and spread the fingers of a hand, and the God Bones Fortress appeared. In the center of the Divine Remains Fortress, which was filled with the skeletons of saints, sat the skeleton of an emperor. That emperor's skeleton gave off a terrifying and peerless emperor aura. After the God Bones Fortress was severely damaged, Yang Feng mobilized the resources of the Eternal Path to repair it. At this time, instead of declining, its might rose. It was one of Yang Feng's trump cards. As soon as the emperor skeleton opened its eyes, they shone brightly, and the space trembled and collapsed. It extended its hand and grabbed the broken steel. The broken monument continued to tremble, and the gray light blocked the giant hand of the emperor skeleton. "Break!" Yang Feng slashed down with his halberd, and countless braves suddenly emerged, imbued him with the combat skills they were proficient in, and formed a fearsome war force that slashed at the gray light. The gray light finally collapsed. The emperor skeleton grabbed the broken tablet and stuffed it into its mouth, chewing it in big mouthfuls. That broken tablet was the remains of an eternal treasure. Absorbing its power would allow the Divine Remains Fortress to recover a little. No! When the 9-headed Great Holy saw his most precious life-saving secret treasure being eaten by the God Bones Fortress, he issued a heaven-shaking roar. "Die!" The great void sword appeared behind the 9-headed Great Holy, slashed at him, and split him apart. The spear of stars, which gathered the power of countless stars, pierced through the void, pierced through the 9-headed Great Holy, and ran through him. Boom! At the moment when he was run through by the spear of stars, the 9-headed Great Holy exploded, and the fearsome explosion engulfed everything in the surroundings. 10,000 kilometers away, the 9-headed Great Holy appeared again. Having recovered his full strength, he flapped his Kunpeng wings and fled into the distance. In terms of strength alone, the 9-headed Great Holy is slightly inferior to the heaven-devouring demonic dragon. but his survivability is far above that of the heaven-devouring demonic dragon. On the battlefield, as long as the nine-headed Great Holy doesn't kill the nine-headed Great Holy 9 times in a row, he can be reborn again and again. Only an eternal sovereign rank powerhouse or a special Empyrean grade secret treasure may be able to kill the nine-headed Great Holy at once. Heaven Holy, you destroyed my secret treasure. I won't rest until you die. I will definitely kill everyone that you care about. I will kill them one by one and make you suffer for the rest of your life. The nine-headed Great Holy's resentful voice came from the void. You're courting death. Yang Feng's eyes shimmered coldly, countless runes flickered, and a net of fate suddenly appeared and silently entered the void. Yang Feng's eyes shone with the light of fate, and a mysterious rune containing fate breath emerged. As soon as the mysterious rune containing fate breath emerged, fate threads appeared in Yang Feng's eyes. Among the countless fate threads, there are 7 extremely thick fate threads that are distorted and blurry at the same time. As if they possess a mystical power, they can break free from the net of fate. 7 quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses, so there are still 7 quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses hiding here. I can only see 2 of them, there are still 5 that are well hidden. The mantis stalks the cicada, unaware of the oriole behind. Unfortunately, you won't have any chance. Yang Feng showed a contemptuous smile, then his figure blurred, and he appeared in front of the nine-headed Great Holy with a teleportation and slashed at the nine-headed Great Holy with his halberd. A green halberd ray cut the nine-headed Great Holy in 2 in an instant, and a devour black hole suddenly appeared and swallowed the remains of the nine-headed Great Holy. The remains of the nine-headed Great Holy blurred, and then, under the effect of some law, were reborn 10,000 kilometers away in an instant. A torrent of time surged, and Yang Feng emerged from the torrent of time, appeared in front of the nine-headed Great Holy, and slashed the nine-headed Great Holy in 2 again. Devour black holes appeared and frantically devoured the flesh and blood essence of the nine-headed Great Holy. How did you know where I was reborn? After being reborn, the nine-headed Great Holy saw Yang Feng appear in front of him. A chill ran down his spine, and he roared wildly. This is the power of fate. You are fated to fall here. A halberd ray slashed out and instantly cut the nine-headed Great Holy in 2. Heaven Holy, spare my life, and I will be your most loyal ally. Heaven Holy, don't kill me. We can form an alliance. Once we form an alliance, no one else can compete with you. You will be the only Empyrean of this era. No matter how the nine-headed Great Holy begged, Yang Feng ignored him and killed him again and again. With a flash of a green halberd ray, the nine-headed Great Holy was cut in 2 for the 9th time, and then a devour black hole suddenly appeared and swallowed the nine-headed Great Holy. Countless runes flickered, and the life origin of the nine-headed Great Holy was extracted and turned into ashes bit by bit. The nine-headed Great Holy died as well. What a fearsome method! The nine-headed Great Holy is proficient in countless escape secret methods and has 9 lives. For such a powerhouse to be slain by Yang Feng, that's really scary. What spell is that? To be able to see where the nine-headed Great Holy was reborn? That is the Net of Fate, one of the 3 Destiny Empyrean grade secret treasures. With the power of fate, no one can escape from the Net of Fate. The eyes of the Holy and Great Holy flickered with a dignified shade. The eyes of the 7 quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses hidden in the void shimmered with apprehension. Finally, it's your turn. Yang Feng's eyes shimmered coldly, and his gaze fell on Babadorak, and his eyes shimmered with frigid killing intent. Under the siege of the Green Thunder Great Saint, the Star and Moon Heavenly Snake Great Saint, and the Void-Eyed Tiger Great Saint, Babadorak was already riddled with scars, but he was still ferocious beyond compare. He fought to the death while looking for an opportunity to escape. Seeing Yang Feng slay the nine-headed Great Holy, Babadorak took out a black skull and silently recited an incantation. Black light flickered, and the black skull spewed out black chi. A fearsome being covered in black hair and with a horn on its head emerged. Wisps of immortal Empyrean might spread from the fearsome being and suppressed the surroundings. Black Hair Ogre Emperor. It's him! He actually interfered. That's right. After all, Babadorak is his most loyal subordinate as well as one of his hands that interferes with the world. He naturally doesn't want to be destroyed by the Heaven Holy. When the Holy and Great Holy saw the fearsome being, their countenance changed dramatically. That is an Empyrean, a fearsome being at the pinnacle of the universe. Since the end of the Age of Eternals, it has been the Age of Empyreans. Any Empyrean is a peerless overlord, an invincible existence. Scram. The black-hair ogre emperor glanced at the three quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses, the green lightning Great Holy, the star-moon heavenly snake Great Holy, and the void-eyes tiger Great Holy, and then extended a claw. A terrifying claw that was large like a star and covered in black fur appeared out of thin air, and it fiercely smashed down. It completely shattered the attacks of the three quasi-emperors, and then it smashed onto the bodies of the three quasi-emperors, causing them to be blasted 5,000 kilometers away. Chapter 1270. Sure enough, it's him. Only the black-haired ghost emperor can force back three quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses with a single blow. Emperors can already descend into this world. Could it be that he has awakened? When the Holy and Great Holy experts saw the three quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses forced back with a single blow, apprehension flashed in their eyes. In this era, once an emperor awakens, there is no power that can resist him. Heaven Holy kneel. The eyes of the black-haired ghost emperor shimmered fiercely, countless runes flickered, and he uttered coldly. In an instant, countless voices converged, the sound waves reverberated, and turned into a sharp spear 10,000 kilometers long that stabbed towards Yang Feng. Yang Feng brandished his halberd, and the 10 suns split the skies slashed at the sharp spear 10,000 kilometers long. Boom! A fearsome shock wave spread in all directions, and the magic barriers around Yang Feng collapsed. He was blasted away 10,000 kilometers away, and blood sprinkled in the air. The Godbones fortress spun, turned into a mysterious rune, and flew into Yang Feng. After all, the Divine Remains fortress was merely a broken eternal treasure. Every time it was used, it would need a period of time to recover before it could regain its full combat power. If the fight continues, it will damage its origin force. So strong. So this is an emperor. So this is the power of an emperor. In front of an emperor, a trifling Great Holy can't withstand a single blow. The Holy and Great Holy experts stared at the black-haired ghost emperor with apprehension in their eyes. The eyes of the black-haired ghost emperor shimmered with frigid killing intent, and he uttered frigidly, "Heaven Holy, you dare to attack my subordinates? I'll give you a chance to commit suicide. As long as you commit suicide, I'll let your friends and family go. Otherwise, not only will you die, but your friends and family will also die, and even the entire human race will be exterminated because of you." In an instant, chilly winds blew in an area 10,000 kilometers in radius, and countless ferocious ghosts with black hair walked out of the void and stared at Yang Feng with hair-raising light in their eyes. Black-haired ghost emperor, you didn't stay in your coffin, but came out to die. That's great. If I devour a living emperor, I'll definitely be able to improve once more. Yang Feng's eyes flickered coldly, and he revealed a smile. Countless runes flickered, and wisps of the breath of fate pervaded the air. The blue mirror of fate appeared and shone at the black-haired ghost emperor. Countless runes shone, and the blue mirror of fate distorted slightly. Then, a blurry coffin and a distorted, blurry image appeared. Sky Saint, you're courting death. Black-haired ghost emperor's expression changed drastically, and he roared. Countless runes flashed, and waves of terrifying power spread out from the strange and blurry coffin. The light in the blue mirror of fate twisted slightly and collapsed. Killing intent flashed in the eyes of the ghost emperor. As if by teleportation, he appeared in front of Yang Feng and stabbed with his claw. A copious amount of black gas descended and pierced towards Yang Feng's heart. Countless martyrs emerged behind Yang Feng. Yang Feng absorbed their power and slashed with his halberd, and slashed the claw of the black-haired ghost emperor to death. Fearsome black demonic chi rolled out, and a berserk force forcibly sent Yang Feng flying. Like maggots, The black demonic chi turned into a dense crowd of runes and eroded Yang Feng's body. The armor of dawn flashed, and countless devour runes shone and devoured the black demonic chi. As if an invincible ogre, the black-haired ghost emperor unleashed various offensive secret methods barreling towards Yang Feng. Devour black holes appeared and then collapsed. Yang Feng was pushed back again and again, and blood sprayed in the air. An enigmatic ray flashed in White Knight's beautiful eyes, and she uttered with a smile, "How terrifying!" As expected of an emperor. The Heaven Holy can't withstand a single blow from him. Mofasarage's beautiful eyes flashed with a dignified shade, and she uttered, "No, it's the Heaven Holy who is truly terrifying. He is just a great holy, yet he was able to last so long against the black-haired ghost emperor. If he advances to an emperor in the future, he will definitely be an invincible overlord. Heaven Holy, why don't you let your subordinates take action? If they take action, you may have a way out." The black-haired ghost emperor tore a huge wound on Yang Feng's body with a claw, then glanced at the Star Moon Heavenly Snake Great Holy and the other two powerhouses and uttered with a cold smile, "Black-haired ghost emperor, you don't need my subordinates to take action. You woke up ahead of time, and it's just a mere avatar. You don't have the ability to kill me." Yang Feng coughed up a large mouthful of black blood. When the black blood was spewed out, it twisted and turned into tiny corpse snakes that shot towards Yang Feng. If it wasn't for Yang Feng being strong enough, the attacks of the Black Fur Ghost Emperor contained twisted law force. If it wasn't for Yang Feng's tyrannical strength, countless corpse snakes would emerge from the body of an ordinary great holy and devour them from the inside. A black light of devour swept out, and the tiny corpse snakes collapsed and were devoured. The black-haired ghost emperor uttered coldly, "One avatar is enough to kill you. How long can you maintain your current state? As long as you withdraw from this state, I will only need a claw to kill you." Yang Feng uttered with a proud smile, "Unfortunately, I am the knife and you are the meat on the chopping block. The one who is going to die is you." Waves of uneasiness welled up inside the black-haired ghost emperor. The Dark Canyon is one of the famous danger zones of the Zhangji Plain. It is shrouded in endless darkness all year round, and even holy step saints will die if they enter. Once, 3 great holy step powerhouses entered the Dark Canyon. 2 of them died, and the last one went crazy after escaping from the Dark Canyon. In his later years, black hair grew on his head, and he turned into a black-haired freak before disappearing without a trace. In the Great Cloud Dynasty era, the Dark Canyon was a forbidden area among forbidden areas. No one dared to come here to look for opportunities. Even if the entire universe recovered and countless holy and great holy awakened, no one would come here to look for opportunities. In the void 1,000 kilometers away from the Dark Canyon, ripples shone, and a huge fleet emerged. The main artillery of the huge fleet flashed, and beams from the Holy Slaughter artillery slammed into the strange canyon. Boom! Amidst a series of earth-shattering explosions, everything in the canyon was directly vaporized. Countless black ghosts and incomparably strange phenomena appeared in the Dark Canyon. Under the bombardment of the Saint Slaughtering Cannon's beam of light, the malicious spirits and strange phenomena were all vaporized and disappeared. The coffins at the bottom of the Dark Canyon were also turned into ashes by the beam of light from the Saint Slaughtering Cannon. "Heaven Holy, you bastard, how dare you attack my homeland? You're dead. Even if you have that one protecting you, I will still kill you." A fierce flash in his eyes, the black-haired ghost emperor thrust his claws towards Yang Feng lightning fast like a mad ghost. The energy in an area with a radius of hundreds of millions of kilometers was extracted by the black-haired ghost emperor and formed an invisible barrier that crushed towards Yang Feng. Devour black holes appeared and blocked in front of Yang Feng. With a claw, the black-haired ghost emperor tore the devour black holes apart and gouged out a huge chunk of flesh from Yang Feng. No matter how the black-haired ghost emperor attacks, Yang Feng firmly guards his vital parts and stares at him as if he is looking at a dead man with ridicule in his eyes. After a round of shelling in the Dark Canyon, coffins flew out of the canyon, and black-haired ogre powerhouses crawled out of the coffins. Engines roared in the sky as countless sixth-class battle robots descended from the sky, forming a terrifying torrent of steel that attacked the black-haired ghost race powerhouses. The black-haired ghost powerhouses are comparable to Infinity Warlock rank powerhouses. But they have just awakened from the seal, and their strength is at its lowest. As a result, they were torn to pieces by Yang Feng's mechanical legion like weeds. An incomparably resplendent beam of light descended from the sky and blasted into the center of the dark canyon. You shall all die. A bronze coffin flew out of the dark canyon and issued a hair-raising sound. The lid of the coffin opened, and a withered claw extended and grabbed at the sky. In an instant, a 1,000-kilometer-long claw extended and squeezed towards a warship in the sky. The 1,000-kilometer-long warship was crushed, and fearsome demonic chi twisted everything on the warship into countless pieces. Along with flashes of light, a swarm of ruler battle robots rushed towards the bronze coffin. Countless rays of light shone, and countless mysterious runes emerged from the bronze coffin and formed a green barrier that blocked the attack of the ruler battle robots. As soon as the bronze coffin appeared, the strength of the black-haired ghost emperor avatar attacking Yang Feng dropped by a large margin. I've been waiting for this opportunity. You can die now, black-haired ghost emperor. Yang Feng suddenly showed a grim smile, teleported in front of the black-haired ghost emperor, and slashed down with his halberd. Torrents of time, spatial portals, power stars, devour black holes, twisted and blurry threads of fate, and other phenomena suddenly appeared. A ray of green light descended from the sky and slashed at the black-furred ghost emperor, splitting his incarnation in two. Countless runes flickered in Yang Feng's eyes, and he cast a spell of the law of karma. He saw karma threads linking the black-haired ghost emperor avatar, and then followed the karma threads and slashed down with his halberd. Yang Feng, damn you! A miserable scream came from the bronze coffin that is who knows how many tens of thousands of kilometers away, and a copious amount of blood gushed out of it. Chapter 1271. What's going on? How could the Black Fur Ogre Emperor be slain by the Heaven Holy? Even if it's just a clone, the Black Fur Ogre Emperor is far stronger than a quasi-Empyrean powerhouse. How could he be slain by the Heaven Holy? That's an Empyrean, yet the Heaven Holy mercilessly slayed his clone. Is he going to shed all pretense of cordiality with that Empyrean? When the spectating Holy Rank experts saw the Black Fur Ogre Emperor's clone get slain, they inhaled a breath of cold air. The 7 quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses hiding in the void also inhaled a breath of cold air, not daring to act rashly. Yang Feng took a step, spatial ripples flickered, and he disappeared. Inside a warship above the dark canyon, a warp gate opened, and Yang Feng walked out of the warp gate and looked into the distance. One after another, Ruler Series battle robots frantically besieged the bronze coffin. But no matter how they attacked, they couldn't break the green barrier. In the ancient bronze coffin, strange runes flickered, and a large hand covered in black hair casually grasped, and terrifying black chi directly tore through the air, crushing everything in its path into powder. Yang Feng smiled coldly. Black Fur Ogre Emperor, since your true body is here, today is the anniversary of your death. Ripples flickered in the void, and a mechanical sphere with a diameter of 10,000 kilometers flew out of the void. 100 Ruler Series battle robots flew out from the mechanical sphere. Each Ruler Series battle robot exudes traces of holy rank fluctuations of power. The 1,000 battle robots exuding holy step fluctuations of power fluttered, and then attacked the bronze coffin. The 100 holy step dazzling rulers resonated, and a resplendent beam of light slammed into the bronze coffin. Struck by this attack, the green barrier around the bronze coffin trembled, blurred, and collapsed. The 100 sacred blade sovereigns appeared in front of the ancient bronze coffin as if they had teleported. They slashed at the black-haired hand with their sabers, leaving many wounds on the black-haired hand. Drops of monarch blood dripped down. 8,000 Saint-class mechanical puppets. How is this possible? How could there be so many Saint-tier mechanical puppets? Even the Golem Lord didn't have that many Saint-tier puppets. An enraged voice came from the bronze coffin, and the hand covered in black hair extended, and a huge demonic claw 10,000 kilometers long appeared and slapped towards the holy rank battle robots. 100 Vajra rulers suddenly appeared, resonating with each other. Countless runes flickered, and a huge protective barrier that could support the entire world suddenly appeared. When the huge demonic claw slammed into the barrier, it set off ripples that caused the barrier to remain in a stalemate. The Devour ruler pounced on the bronze coffin and devoured its materials one mouthful at a time. Inch by inch, the ancient bronze coffin was devoured by the Devour sovereign. The 100 holy grade seal rulers flew to the top of the ancient bronze coffin and resonated with each other, and a new type of sealing light deduced by the Shizu, the Shido, and the world of warlocks descended from the sky and shone on the ancient bronze coffin. Strange seals and runes kept eroding the black-haired hand, melting and sealing its power inch by inch. "Ants like you aren't qualified to kill me." With a roar, the lid of the ancient bronze coffin opened, and a black-haired ghost emperor covered in black hair, with an ogre horn on the head, a ferocious expression, and 4 arms appeared. As soon as the black-haired ghost emperor appeared, immortal empyrean might spread from him, and the sealing light twisted and shattered as soon as it approached him. Countless black hairs fluttered and shot out like black spears, stabbing the blade rulers, piercing through them and sending them flying thousands of kilometers away. The 100 dazzling rulers resonated, and a beam that can destroy a quasi-empyrean step powerhouse barreled towards the black-haired ghost emperor. Distortion! The eyes of the black-haired ghost emperor shimmered coldly, and he flicked his finger, and a distorted beam tore through the sky and formed a distorted light in the void. The beam of light that could destroy a half-step emperor rank powerhouse was swept up by the distorted light and directly twisted. It brushed past the black-haired ghost emperor's body and slammed into the ground on the other side, blasting open a bottomless hole. Yang Feng's eyes flashed gravely. "Amazing! That's an empyrean for you." Even Yang Feng would have to struggle to block the 100 dazzling rulers' resonating main artillery. Yet the black-haired ghost emperor can easily distort the void and block the attack. His use of power is simply terrifying. "Heaven holy kneel. As long as you swear allegiance to me, I will spare your worthless life." Inside the bronze coffin, the eyes of the black-haired ghost emperor flickered fiercely, and his black hair fluttered. His eyes saw through the fog, passed through the alloy wall of the warship, and locked on Yang Feng's true body inside the flagship. A hair-raising premonition of danger welled up inside Yang Feng, as if he will be torn to pieces by the black-haired ghost emperor in the next moment. "Black-haired ghost emperor, if you were at your peak, you might be able to kill me. But now, what makes you think you can kill me?" Yang Feng smiled contemptuously and waved his hand, and the 100 blade rulers that have been pierced through pulled out their black hair and turned into streams of light shooting towards the black-haired ghost emperor. "Stubborn fool! Go to hell!" Inside the bronze coffin, the eyes of the black-haired ghost emperor flickered fiercely, countless runes shone on him. Immortal empyrean might soared into the sky, and he tore with his hands. In an instant, a fearsome cosmic storm suddenly emerged and swept in all directions. The 100 holy rank blade overlords were also blown away by the terrifying cosmic storm for 100 li. The 100 holy grade Vajra rulers flew to the front of the flagship and activated a defensive barrier to protect Yang Feng. The Vajra rulers are battle robots specially developed for defense. When 100 of them join forces, they can even resist an attack from an empyrean. With a flash of cyan light, the ancient bronze coffin turned into a stream of light and fled into a spatial hole. Yang Feng's eyes shimmered with contempt, and he uttered coldly, "Sure enough, black-haired ghost emperor. Now is not the time for you empyreans to awaken. Forcibly awakening will cause you great damage, right?" An incomparably terrifying spatial fluctuation surged, and on the other side of the spatial tear, the silhouettes of Saint-grade space rulers appeared. The spatial hole that was torn closed at once. The blade rulers teleported, appeared in front of the bronze coffin, and slashed at the black-haired ghost emperor with their blades. "Heaven holy, don't go too far." The black-haired ghost emperor's eyes shone with a ferocious light. With a roar, he waved his claw and stabbed it into the body of a blade ruler. A violent black aura swept out, and the blade ruler exploded into dust, unable to reform itself. After he insta-killed a blade ruler, a wrinkle appeared on the face of the black-haired ghost emperor, and an aura of aging and decay emerged on him. The blade rulers and dazzling rulers rushed towards the black-haired ghost emperor one after another. The black-haired ghost emperor shone fiercely, and with each claw, he smashed a blade ruler or dazzling ruler into pieces. A layer of black magic light formed an incomparably distorted magic barrier, firmly protecting his body. In just a dozen breaths of time, only 50+ holy grade blade rulers and dazzling rulers of the 200 holy grade blade rulers and dazzling rulers were killed by the black-haired ghost emperor. Amazing! Despite being surrounded by 1,000 saint-ranked paragons, he'd still managed to kill 150 of them. That's the black-haired ghost emperor for you. Inside the flagship, Yang Feng looked at the seemingly invincible black-haired ghost emperor with a dignified look in his eyes. Even with his strength, if he was besieged by 1,000 holy grade rulers, he would have no choice but to escape. Heaven holy, since you want me dead, then let's die together. The eyes of the black-haired ghost emperor shimmered fiercely, and he stepped out of the bronze coffin. Tyrannical Empyrean might spread from him and swept in all directions. As soon as the black-haired ghost emperor stepped out of the bronze coffin, he exuded the aura of a decaying soul. He took a step, braved the siege of the rulers, appeared in front of the flagship, and sent a claw barreling towards the flagship. The 100 Vajra rulers shone brightly, and a huge shield emerged and blocked in front of the flagship. Boom! The fearsome claw pierced through the huge shield, pierced into the flagship, and tore apart the flagship's armor as well as its armor. You don't have the ability to kill me. Yang Feng's eyes shone fiercely, and he entered the fourth form, brandished the halberd of the god of battle, and slashed at the fearsome claw. Demonic light shone, minced the countless martyrs, and slammed into Yang Feng. In an instant, Yang Feng was blasted away for 10,000 kilometers, and the right half of his body was smashed. A copious amount of demonic qi, as if it has a life of its own, turned into countless runes and eroded Yang Feng's body. What a pity, just a little bit more. The eyes of the black-haired ghost emperor shimmered with unwillingness, and he sighed faintly and fell from the void towards the ground. His lifespan has run out and he died. A black hole appeared, enveloped the black-haired ghost emperor, and devoured him, and a steady stream of Empyrean origin entered Yang Feng's body. Chapter 1272. As soon as the ghost emperor died, a soul imprint containing the essence of ghosts collapsed and turned into nothingness. Like a meteor shower, stars fell from the sky and landed on the Zhangji plain. Countless blood-colored dark clouds gathered, and a rain of blood fell from the sky and scattered on the earth. An emperor has died. Who is it? In a strange river of time, the primal chaos spider mother opened her eyes, and countless runes flickered, and she looked towards the void. An emperor has died. Who is it? Who died? The old monsters that were slumbering in different spacetimes and perilous lands opened their eyes one after another, sensing everything around them. The ghost emperor has died. The heaven-holy Yang Feng actually killed an Empyrean. What a ruthless fellow. He didn't even do anything, yet he killed an emperor. How terrifying. That idiot ghost emperor, now is not the time to wake up yet. To interfere with the world, he's really courting death. The emperors obtained the information through various secret methods and the contingency plans they set up in the world. With a thought, they hid themselves even more secretively. It's no longer safe here. The figure of the primal chaos spider mother blurred, and countless threads sprayed out and formed a huge cocoon. The cocoon trembled slightly and blurred, then disappeared from where it stood. Stars are falling, blood is raining. An emperor has died. The laws of heaven and earth have changed. An emperor of our universe has died. This phenomenon means that an emperor has died. Which emperor has died? In the Zhangji plain, the faces of the Holy Spirit rank powerhouses and above changed dramatically when they saw the various phenomena in the sky. Stars fell and a rain of blood covered the sky. This was a phenomenon that would only appear when an emperor fell. An emperor has died. Could it be the ghost emperor? All emperors are sleeping in different places. Only the ghost emperor has reappeared in the world. Could it be that the ghost emperor has died? Did the heaven holy really slay the ghost emperor? When the holy and great holy rank powerhouses around the god-murdering mountain saw the phenomena of stars falling and blood rain, a chill welled up in their hearts. The black-haired ghost emperor has fallen. A path has been cleared, but it doesn't have much meaning. As long as he's around, no one will be able to compete with him for the position of emperor. The 7 quasi-martial emperors hidden in the void watched as the stars fell and blood rained down from the sky. A grave look flashed in their eyes. Those quasi-emperors could sense the collapse of a soul imprint in one of the paths in the universe, and the others could use that path to become emperors once more. Under the joint attacks of Star and Moon Heavenly Snake Great Saint, Void Eyes Tiger Great Saint, and Blue Thunder Great Saint, Babadarok, who was riddled with wounds, actually spurted out a mouthful of blood. With a ferocious expression, he roared at the top of his lungs, "How is this possible? My lord, how could my lord have fallen? Even if it's an emperor, only death awaits him if he goes against Big Brother." With a crisp sound, 3 dragon heads emerged from the void, bit Babadarok, and tore him to pieces. 3 rays of light shone, swept away Babadarok's torn body, and sealed it in a jade box. The Void Eyes Tiger Great Saint and the Blue Thunder Great Saint looked at the jade boxes in their hands with satisfaction in their eyes. The remains of a quasi-emperor rank powerhouse were absolutely treasures of heaven and earth, treasures among treasures. Whether it was used to refine secret treasures or to refine top-notch elixirs, it was a top-notch treasure, enough for quasi-emperor rank powerhouses to act. Quasi-emperor rank powerhouses such as the Void Eyes Tiger Great Saint and the Blue Thunder Great Saint could naturally sever their arms and squeeze out their blood essence to refine secret treasures and elixirs. However, doing so would consume a lot of their energy, and the losses outweighed the gains. It's over. From now on, it's the era of the Heaven Sage. Rays of light flickered, and then all the saints and great saints who were gathered here transformed into rays of light and vanished into thin air. White Knight sighed faintly. From today on, no one in the universe can compete with the Heaven Sage, the human race's 9th Warlock Emperor. Without saying anything, Mofasaraja turned into a stream of green light and disappeared. The Tsangji Plains magic network. The Heaven Sage has returned, devoured the heaven-devouring demonic dragon, defeated the ancient 3 quasi-emperors, and killed the archaic Emperor Black Fur Ghost Emperor. An explosive piece of news spread on the Tsangji Plains magic network. How is that possible? The heaven-devouring demonic dragon is the strongest person under the Emperor rank in the Eternal Era. How could he be defeated? The Heaven Sage has returned? Did he come out of the Eternal Path? Even if he did, he may not be the opponent of the ancient 3 quasi-emperors. This piece of news is definitely false. The ancient emperors are equivalent to the warlock emperors of the 8 warlock dynasties. Each one of them is extremely powerful and invincible. How could they be killed by Yangfeng? However, the Heaven Sage's return should be true. The voices of discussion spread in the magic network. Almost no one believes that the Heaven Sage can defeat the heaven-devouring demonic dragon, the ancient 3 quasi-emperors, and the archaic Emperor Black Fur Ghost Emperor in one go. Did the heaven-devouring demonic dragon, the ancient 3 quasi-emperors, and the Black Fur Ghost Emperor really die at Yangfeng's hands? That's right. I saw the heaven-devouring demonic dragon and the ancient 3 quasi-emperors die at Yangfeng's hands with my own eyes. He also killed the Black Fur Ghost Emperor's clone. Shortly after, a star fell and a rain of blood filled the sky. The Black Fur Ghost Emperor died. If I'm not mistaken, it should be Yangfeng's doing. How is that possible? The Heaven Sage is just a great holy. No matter how tyrannical he is, how could he kill an emperor? It's impossible for the Heaven Sage to kill an emperor at his peak. However, that emperor's soul is close to decaying. The Heaven Sage should have found the hiding place of his true body. In the end, he was forced to act, and his soul decayed and died. Even if he was forced to act, An emperor should be able to escape from the heaven sage. That can only mean that the heaven sage's means are far beyond our expectations. In a holy forum that only saints can participate in, a group of saints are communicating in secret. Many saints who didn't go to the God-murdering mountain for various reasons are listening to what happened there. Chills ran down the backs of those saints and great saints. Yang Feng's terror is far beyond their imagination. To have 3 quasi-emperors following him, he must be invincible on the eternal path. Who has information on the eternal path? You guessed correctly. Practically half of the eternal emperor clans on the eternal road have already formed an alliance with the heavenly saints. They have become their allies. Are you sure they're just allies and not subordinates? With the strength of the heaven sage, what's the difference between allies and subordinates? It's just in name. Maybe allies are even worse than subordinates. The eternal path has appeared in the world of warlocks and has become another center second only to the Zhangji Plain. Many experts returned from the eternal road, bringing with them a lot of information regarding the eternal road. Since the eternal wall was shattered, more than half of the eternal emperor race on the eternal path have submitted to Yang Feng and become his subordinates and allies. The Void-Eye Tiger wholly decisively submitted to Yang Feng and became his subordinate. The Green Thunder wholly chose to become Yang Feng's ally. Yang Feng hasn't appeared in advance because he has absorbed the support of countless powerhouses on the eternal path. The Heaven Sage is invincible. In this era, no one is his opponent anymore. Not necessarily. As long as he hasn't advanced to the Empyrean realm, there's a chance that someone will surpass him. That's right. At the time, the Star Lord was also suppressed by others. In the end, he relied on an opportunity to ascend to the Empyrean realm and suppress all his enemies. The saints and great holy have discussed spiritedly on the holy forum. Outside the branch floating continent where the Zhangji Plains battle demon sect is located, countless robots are flying. One celestial body after another is captured by the battle demon sect's powerhouses and then transformed by the engineering robots. In an interstellar port built outside the branch floating continent, there are countless ships anchored. The ships are grotesquely shaped, full of the style of different planes. The door of a battleship opened, and a man with a vertical eye between his eyebrows and an extraordinary temperament slowly walked out of the battleship. Greetings, God Eyes Holy. The beautiful Sure you came to the front of the warship, a fragrance wafting from her, and smiled sweetly at the man. Behind Sure you were a dozen or so beautiful angel warriors. The God Eyes Holy asked with a smile, Sure you Holy, where is the Heaven Sage? Sure you replied with a smile, the Heaven Sage is still in closed-door cultivation. If it was someone else, they wouldn't be able to see him. However, he told me to take you to see him if you come. The God Eyes Holy's eyes shimmered with enigmatic light, and he uttered slowly, in closed-door cultivation, is he going to break through and advance to a quasi-Empyrean? Or is he going to step into the Empyrean realm and become the 9th Warlock Emperor of the human race? In theory, Pinnacle Great Holy can already advance to the Empyrean realm. In fact, all quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses are Pinnacle Great Holy powerhouses who have taken a half-step into the Empyrean realm. Among the 8 Warlock Emperors, the Star Lord is a peerless genius who directly stepped into the Empyrean realm from the Pinnacle Great Holy realm and advanced to the Warlock Emperor realm. Sure you smiled sweetly and avoided the topic, only my big brother knows what he's thinking. This is really a scene of myriad races coming to pay their respects. When the God Eyes Holy strolled in the starport, he saw at a glance that the powerhouses of countless races gathered in the starport, making it extremely prosperous. Chapter 1273. In the starport, powerhouses of countless races gathered. Ever since the news of Yang Feng devouring the heaven-devouring demonic dragon, defeating 3 archaic quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses, and slaying the Black Fur Ogre Emperor spread, the branch floating continent where the battle demon sect is located has become the center of the universe. Countless races brought all kinds of treasures of heaven and earth to trade here. At the same time, many races are eager to meet Yang Feng, either to seek refuge or to form an alliance. Sure, you said with a sweet smile. The stronger Big Brother is, the stronger the human Supreme Council will be. After all, Big Brother is a member of the human race. A scorching shade flashed in the eyes of the god I Great Holy. That's right. In the future, when the Heaven Holy promotes to the 9th Warlock Emperor, the human race will be able to become the overlord of the universe again. Under the lead of Shiryu, the god I Great Holy came to the Gold Lake in the center of the branch floating continent. In front of the Gold Lake, a copious amount of gold water churned and surged towards the center of the lake. In the center of the lake, Yang Feng closed his eyes, countless mysterious runes appeared all over his body, and transparent rune threads revolved around him and formed a rune cocoon. Wisps of fearsome aura permeated Yang Feng, as if a peerless beast is sleeping, transforming, and evolving. What a fearsome aura! He's just a great holy. When the god I Great Holy saw Yang Feng in the center of the Gold Lake, there was a flash of jealousy in his eyes. Even the god I's Great Holy felt tremendous pressure from the wisps of might exuding from Yang Feng. Greetings, Heavenly Saint. When the god I Great Holy arrived in front of the Gold Lake, he saluted Yang Feng. Yang Feng opened his eyes, sat cross-legged in the center of the Gold Lake, and said slowly, "God I Great Holy, what brings you here?" The eyes of the god I Great Holy shimmered with a complicated shade, and he uttered slowly, "I want to know why the Wheel of Time is in your hands." The Wheel of Time is a protective Empyrean grade secret treasure of the first Warlock Emperor, the Time Lord. It is an invincible secret treasure and the symbol of the Time Dynasty. At the time, when the Time Lord disappeared, the Wheel of Time, which represents the orthodoxy, also disappeared. Many powerhouses of the Time Dynasty fought over the throne of the first Warlock Dynasty, which eventually led to the collapse of the first Warlock Dynasty. The Wheel of Time was the symbol of the legitimate successor of the first Warlock Dynasty. This Wheel of Time was naturally left to me by the Time King. Yang Feng told the god I Great Holy about how he obtained the Wheel of Time. The divine I Great Sage remained silent for a while before slowly saying, "Heavenly Saint, the Wheel of Time is the symbol of the legitimate successor of the Time Dynasty. Since you've been waiting for the Wheel of Time, you've obtained the recognition of the Lord of Time. Our Time Dynasty will follow your lead from now on." Yang Feng said, "I won't treat you unfairly." The god I Great Holy flicked a finger, and a blue crystal flew into Yang Feng's hand. "This is the inventory of the Time Dynasty's treasury. I'll take my leave first. If you have any instructions, don't hesitate to contact me." Alright. The god I's Great Holy saluted Yang Feng, turned around, and strode away. "Big Brother, the Time King is truly amazing. Just a final order was enough to make the entire Time Empire submit to you." Mykelia walked out from the side, picked up the Wheel of Time, and played with it while letting out bell-like laughter. Yang Feng said with a smile, "The Time King is indeed amazing. However, it's not just a final order that can make the Time Dynasty submit to me. It's because I'm already strong enough to make the Time Dynasty submit to me that the god I Great Holy is willing to serve me. Yang Feng, who killed the Black Fur Ghost Emperor, has boundless potential. He is already recognized as the future 9th Warlock Emperor of the human race. Once he ascends to the throne, the human Supreme Council will fall under his control. The god I Great Holy only took the initiative to submit to Yang Feng using the Wheel of Time as a pretext. Now that the Time Dynasty has taken the initiative to submit to Yang Feng must reciprocate in the future. The central star field of the origin world. Suddenly, the Tier 4 hive attached to the Tier 5 hive shone, countless runes flickered, and a tremendous force entered the Tier 5 hive. Boom! After absorbing a tremendous amount of force, the Tier 5 hive trembled slightly, and then suddenly collapsed and burst apart. In an instant, an incomparably terrifying energy storm tore through the sky, destroying and tearing apart everything in its path. Shit! There's a change in the central star field. Those guys from the Gamana universe are going to launch an attack. To blow up a Tier 5 hive, how extravagant! The Gamana universe's powerhouses are definitely extravagant. The eyes of the human warlocks monitoring the central starfield shimmered with shock, and they quickly sent back information. There's a change in the central starfield. The Gamana universe blew up a Tier 5 hive. One by one, the news spread to all the major races, and all the major races attached great importance to this matter. One by one, the experts cast their spells and flew toward the central starfield. Once the Gamana universe's powerhouses occupy the universe of the world of warlocks, they are bound to carry out a purge. They will kill the vast majority of this universe's powerhouses and use them as sacrifices to fuse the two universes and enhance the universe's energy level. In the center of the Tier 5 hive's explosion, a distorted hole collapsed. Countless fat, 100-meter-long worms gnawed at the distorted hole, gnawed away at the universe barrier between the two universes inch by inch, and formed a passage. An expert of the giant god race walked through the distorted space, his upper body naked and his lower body draped in beast skin. His entire body was covered in countless mysterious runes, and he had a sinister appearance. He wielded a giant bone club. Every time the giant god powerhouse took a step, a fearsome backlash force came from the void. The countless huge worms would explode and turn into a sticky liquid that spilled onto the ground. After a dozen-plus breaths of time, the giant god powerhouse reached the edge of the universe barrier and took a step with great difficulty. In an instant, countless fat insects exploded. The body of the giant god powerhouse also split open. Suffering a tremendous backlash, a copious amount of blood sprayed out from all over his body, and his soul became very weak. On the other side of the Gamana universe, a huge eye full of mystery and abstruse opened and fell on the giant god powerhouse. The bloodline of the giant god powerhouse was stimulated, and he roared, took a step, crossed the universe barrier, and descended into the world of warlocks. At the moment when the giant god powerhouse crossed the universe barrier and descended into the world of warlocks, his body split open. 7 rays of light flew out of the giant god powerhouse and descended into the world of warlocks. A flamewell powerhouse covered in flames glanced at the quasi-Empyrean rank giant god powerhouse, who no longer has soul fluctuations, and frowned. Sure enough, the laws of the universe have loosened enough to allow quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses to descend. However, in order to send us over, they sacrificed a quasi-Empyrean rank giant god powerhouse. They're really ruthless. A ghost blade quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse covered in sharp blades uttered in a harsh voice. This is a great tribulation, a battle concerning the survival of two universes. Except for Eternals, all of us are chess pieces. Wasn't the Bo Yen Lord also sacrificed? A peerlessly handsome expert of the star god race whose entire body was wreathed in dazzling starlight frowned slightly and said, "Even Master Bo Yen has been sacrificed. This universe is far more dangerous than we think. If an Empyrean were to take action, none of us would survive." A red rhombus race powerhouse uttered coldly, "Impossible. The Empyreans of this universe are sleeping. Unless our universe's Empyrean comes, they won't come out. If their Empyrean had taken the initiative to take action, the Bo Yen Lord would have been killed by them." A green rhombus race powerhouse uttered, "Our mission is to defend this cave for 7 days. As long as we can defend it for 7 days, the barrier worms will be able to open a path for quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses to pass. With our universe's underlying strength, as long as we can send a steady stream of quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses into this universe, we can inflict heavy damage on this universe." A dark sea race powerhouse shrouded in endless dark light uttered with a smile, "We have the Shadow Claw. No matter how many powerhouses of this universe come, only death awaits them." The rest of the powerhouses nodded, and their gazes fell on the last Shadow Claw powerhouse, who is shrouded in a layer of distorted shadows. The Shadow Claw is one of the top 6 quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses of the Gamana universe. He is one of the strongest supreme geniuses of the Gamana universe as well as one of the most promising powerhouses of the Gamana universe to promote to the Empyrean rank in this era. The Shadow Claw said coldly, "If we passively defend this place, we will only fail. We should attack and kill every single person in the central starfield. Let's confuse them about our purpose. By attacking instead of defending, We can better complete our mission. Let's go kill. Don't leave a single person alive in the central starfield. But that's right. Kill everyone in the central starfield. Ha! Let the lowly life forms of this universe experience our terror. The 7 quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouses showed ferocious and excited smiles, turned into streams of light, and disappeared. Central starfield. Above a celestial body occupied by humans. Ants of the human race turned to ash. Ripples flickered, and the scarlet Flamewell powerhouse appeared. With a ferocious smile, he turned into a scarlet sun and fell on the celestial body. Boom! With a loud noise, the celestial body was engulfed by endless flames. Chapter 1274. In an instant, the celestial body with the Warlock Monarch rank powerhouse stationed there was engulfed by endless flames, and the 20,000 Moonlight Warlocks and above stationed here were burned to ashes. A bunch of ants. The figure of the Flamewell quasi-Empyrean powerhouse fluttered, and he flew out of the starry sky and disappeared. In the starry sky outside a celestial body, light shone, and a ghost blade quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse flew towards a fleet. Enemy attack! Enemy attack! The fleet issued alarms, and countless battle robots flew out and rushed towards the ghost blade powerhouse. Since the outbreak of the war between the two universes, the major forces have ordered a large number of arms from the Battle Demon sect. Many powerful forces already have their own fleets. Along with flashes of light, a dense rain of light drowned the Ghost Blade powerhouse. In an instant, the huge fleet disintegrated and turned into countless fragments comparable to dust that scattered in the sky. The Ghost Blade powerhouse passed through the huge fleet and slammed into the celestial body. Boom! Twisted blade rays slashed at the celestial body, and the celestial body disintegrated in an instant. From the celestial body, countless human warlocks turned into a rain of light and flew in all directions. It was as if an invisible hand had swiped across the void. A quarter of the light rain directly exploded, turning into countless fragments. Fresh blood splattered across the sky. The number 324 celestial body was destroyed. The other party is suspected to be a quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse. The number 876 celestial body was destroyed. The other party is suspected to be a quasi-Empyrean rank powerhouse. In the headquarters of the Human Supreme Council, information came back one after another. With unsightly expressions on their faces, the 7 chairmen of the Human Supreme Council looked at each other helplessly. Wu Ming sighed faintly, and her eyes shimmered with determination. Sure enough, strength is everything. Even the chairman of the Human Supreme Council can't order a holy, let alone a great holy. Wu Ming's talent is extremely outstanding, not inferior to Regina's. But she is passionate about power, and so she chose to become a chairman of the Human Supreme Council. After becoming the chairman of the Human Supreme Council, the progress of her strength had become slower, and the gap between her and Regina had widened. A half-emperor-level powerhouse was far beyond the limits of what the Human Supreme Council could deal with. Mount Void Saint was a virtual forum in the deepest part of the magic net built by the human race. Only half-step emperors could enter this forum. In the middle of Mount Su Sheng, there were 14 seats. With a flash of light, God I Great Sage's projection appeared on one of the seats. A streak of light flashed, and a peerlessly handsome projection with the lofty aura of a god appeared in the air. The peerlessly handsome projection with the arrogance of a god said slowly, "Divine I Great Sage, I heard that you went to see the heavenly saint." The Divine I Great Sage said lightly, "That's right. Great Sage Wind God." The handsome projection is the Wind God Great Holy, a quasi-emperor rank powerhouse of the 3rd Warlock dynasty, the Transcendent dynasty. He was also one of the 8 great divine generals under the command of the Lord of Demonic Gods. Wind God Great Sage said, "Divine I Great Sage, my master will soon awaken from his slumber. Isn't it too hasty for you to make a choice now?" The Divine I Great Sage said flatly, "The person who possesses the Wheel of Time is the legitimate successor of the Time dynasty. I have no reason to violate my master's last will." An enigmatic ray flashed in the eyes of the Wind God Great Sage, and he uttered, "Last will, it seems that the Time Lord has really died. Since he has died, then my master will be the only one who will step into eternity in the future. For the sake of the future of the Time Dynasty, I hope you can think it over." The divine eye great sage fell silent. Along with flashes of light, a projection that seems to be shrouded in endless starlight appeared on Mount Susheng. This projection constructed from starlight is the quasi-emperor rank powerhouse of the Star Dynasty, the Myriad Star Great Sage. The Myriad Star Great Sage glanced at the other empty seats and said with a faint smile, "This time, it seems that there are only the three of us." The divine eye great sage frowned slightly and sighed slowly. Those guys want to see the Gamana universe weaken the strength of the human race. At this time, they still want to scheme and preserve their strength. What a bunch of short-sighted guys. The Wind God Great Sage said, "Divine Eye Great Sage, can the Heaven Holy take action? If he takes action, those guys are just clowns, they won't be able to withstand a single blow." The Myriad Star Great Sage nodded, a look of anticipation in his eyes. Previously, Yang Feng killed 4 Archaic Quasi-Emperor rank powerhouses, and even killed the Ghost Emperor, an Empyrean rank powerhouse. He is now recognized as the #1 expert in the world of warlocks. The Divine Eye Great Sage uttered lightly, "He's transforming. He's ready to take that step." The Wind God Great Sage's face flickered. "He's about to take that step?" The Myriad Star Great Sage sighed faintly, as expected of a Heaven Holy. "What should we do now? Those are 7 Quasi-Emperor rank powerhouses. Even I am not a match for one of them." A dignified look in his eyes, the Wind God Great Sage asked, "Even you are not his opponent? Is that person really that strong? Who is he?" The Star Imperial Court's powerhouses are proficient in prophecy. They are the strongest of the 8 warlock dynasties. Even though they haven't fought, the Myriad Star Holy can still predict the strength of the enemy through prophecy. The Myriad Star Great Sage answered, "The Gamana universe's Shadowclaw powerhouses." The Divine Eye Great Sage uttered decisively, "In that case, let's shrink our defensive line and withdraw all our forces. Let's defend our foundation and abandon the defensive line in the central starfield." The Wind God Great Sage uttered with a smile, "Okay, since they are unwilling to contribute, then we don't have to care about them." The Myriad Star Great Sage frowned, glanced at the empty seats, and remained silent. In the world of warlocks, there are more than 14 Quasi-Emperor rank powerhouses who have awakened. However, only 3 human Quasi-Emperor rank powerhouses have appeared on Mount Illusionary Holy. Clearly, the other powerhouses don't want to stand out. They want the human forces and the Gamana universe's forces to exhaust each other. In the central starfield, a rain of light flickered as the human warlock fleets withdrew and returned to the human Supreme Council's strongholds. The humans have retreated. Curses, those human bastards. Human warlocks, those damn beasts. They retreated. When the other races in the world of warlocks saw the humans retreat, they were stunned, and a chill welled up in their hearts. The Gamana universe's powerhouses, who have been suppressed by the human warlocks in the central starfield, poured out and swarmed towards different parts of the world of warlocks like locusts. One battle after another broke out in different parts of the universe. The humans have really retreated. The other races of this universe are not willing to cooperate with the humans and want to preserve their strength. Naturally, the humans won't fight to the death on the front line. Sure enough, offense is the best defense. Shadowclaw Void, do you want to gather our forces and attack the Human Supreme Council? They only have 3 Quasi-Emperor rank powerhouses guarding them. No, the underlying strength of the 6 human warlock imperial courts is too strong. They are comparable to our holy races. With our strength, we can only take down 1 dynasty at most. Everyone will die. If we want to attack, there is only one place that we have to attack at all costs. What place? The Battle Demon Sect. The Sky Saint wanted to ascend to the heavens in a single step and become a perfect ranker. We can't let him succeed. Once he advances to the Empyrean realm, who knows how many hundreds of millions of life forms of the Gamana universe will die at his hands? We must kill him. That's right, the Heaven Holy. We must eradicate him. In the void, 7 fearsome thoughts reached a consensus and converged from all directions. In the central starfield, one Tier 4 hive after another flew out, gathered countless powerhouses of the Gamana universe, and disappeared without a trace. The Battle Demon Sect's headquarters, on the branch floating continent. A fearsome aura suddenly soared into the sky and tore through the sky. Within millions of light years in radius, a tremendous amount of cosmic energy converged here. What happened? Someone is attacking the Empyrean realm. The Heaven Holy is attacking the Empyrean realm. The Heaven Holy is attacking the Empyrean realm. He wants to advance to the Empyrean realm in one step. That's the Heaven Holy. He wants to attack the Empyrean realm. That's terrifying. He has been cultivating for less than 5,000 years, yet he has already reached this step? Empyrean realm. He wants to attack the Empyrean realm. Is the human race going to give birth to a 9th Warlock Emperor? Within millions of light years in radius, all powerhouses above the Holy Spirit Warlock realm sensed the change in heaven and earth, and their countenance changed dramatically, and they looked in this direction. Along with flashes of light, countless Holy Spirit Warlocks and great holy rank powerhouses rushed over. The promotion to an Empyrean realm is a rare occurrence even in 100,000 years. The brilliant Great Holy's eyes shimmered with a complicated shade, and he sighed faintly, so fast. I didn't expect him to advance to a Warlock Emperor. Empyrean realm. He's going to advance to a Warlock Emperor. Haha, I, Huang Yihe, have taught a Warlock Emperor. Ha! I'm so lucky. Ha! When Huang Yihe sensed the fearsome aura, his eyes flashed with the shade of ecstasy, and he danced with joy. His sage-like temperament is nowhere to be seen. Empyrean realm. Warlock Emperor. Is our Battle Demon Sect going to give birth to a Warlock Emperor? Eugene Gang and the other former great elders of the Battle Demon Sect looked in that direction with a dazed expression and incredulity in their eyes. Chapter 1275. Yuan Yi sensed the fluctuations of breath running through the sky in the distance, and his eyes flickered with enigmatic light. So fast, he's going to advance to the Empyrean realm. At the time, when Yuan Yi was a glorious Sun Warlock, Yang Feng was just a great warlock. Now, with the help of the Battle Demon Sect's massive resources, he has only advanced to the Infinity Warlock realm. However, Yang Feng has already begun to attack the Empyrean realm, which naturally filled Yuan Yi with complicated feelings. With a flash of fearsome light, a figure flew out of the Battle Demon Sect, soared into the sky, and revealed itself. It was Yang Feng. The energy gathered from millions of light years in radius combined with the laws of the universe formed a gate engraved with countless runes and exuding mysterious aura in the void. Countless mysterious runes emerged on the black stone gate. The Emperor Gate. As long as you blast open the Emperor Gate and engrave your soul and essence in it, you can advance to the Empyrean realm. That's the legendary Emperor Gate. It's an aggregation of the laws of the universe. The Heaven Holy, you really reached this step. As long as you take this last step, the Heaven Holy will be able to advance to the Empyrean realm and become the 9th Warlock Emperor. From all directions, people looked at the Emperor Gate that emerged out of thin air with enigmatic glints in their eyes. The Divine Eye Great Holy flew over with an enigmatic gleam in his eyes. The 9th Warlock Emperor. So fast. Divine Eye Great Holy, please wait. A beam of light flashed, and a terrifyingly handsome expert with a blood-red curse mark tattooed on his forehead and countless hairs on his head that seemed to have a life of their own, as well as chrysanthemum-like sharp teeth, walked out of the void and stood in front of Godly Eye Great Sage. The Divine Eye Great Holy said coldly, "Blood Hair Snake Great Holy, I'm going to protect the Heaven Holy. Are you going to block my way?" The Blood Hair Snake Great Holy said coldly, "That's right. It's not just me, everyone in the universe doesn't want to see a Heaven Holy advance to the Empyrean realm. You humans have dominated the universe for too long. This opportunity to advance to the Empyrean realm won't be given to you humans. This is the consensus of all life forms in the universe. The divine eye great sage said indifferently, "You are no match for me." The divine eye great sage was, after all, a quasi-emperor expert from the time imperial dynasty. His battle prowess was ferocious and peerless. However, the heaven-swallowing demon dragon was the #1 person below the emperor realm and could easily defeat the god eye great sage. The divine eye great sage was not afraid of the other half-martial emperors. "I'm indeed no match for you, divine eye great sage. But my mission is only to stall you." Blood-hair demonic serpent sage's body blurred, countless blood chi surged, thousands of blood hair flew out of his head, turned into blood-colored demonic serpents, and directly pounced towards divine eye sage. A cold light flashed in god eye great sage's eyes. Runes flashed in his vertical eye, and dense beams of light blasted toward the blood-colored demonic snake. In a starry region, a dark bright tortoise, whose body was over 10,000 miles long and entirely made out of dark bright magic rock, was standing in front of Star and Moon Heavenly Serpent. The black tortoise said, "Star Moon Sky Snake Great Saint, this time Heaven Saint is charging for Emperor Realm. Why are you still helping him? As long as he dies, you and the Starry Moon Heavenly Snake clan will be freed." Star Moon Heavenly Snake Great Sage said coldly, "Black Radiant Black Tortoise Great Sage, since I have already acknowledged Heavenly Saint as my master, I must serve him." "You don't have to say any more. Get out of my way. Otherwise, we can only fight. Then let's fight. My mission today is to stop you." Radiant Black Tortoise Great Sage's eyes flickered with ferocity. Countless runes surged as he pounced towards Star and Moon Heavenly Snake Great Sage. The Star and Moon Heavenly Serpent Great Sage had also revealed his true form. He had turned into a terrifying beast as big as a star. Two fierce beasts that were as large as stars fought in this star field, causing terrifying shockwaves to spread in all directions. In a star field, a peerless beauty with a head of red hair and a pair of crane wings on her back stood in the void, quietly looking at the great void-eyed tiger sage on the other side. The great void-eyed tiger sage sighed faintly and said, "Flying crane sage, are you really going to block my way? Do you know that if a heaven saint can take that step and become an emperor, your flying crane god race will be in danger of extinction?" Flying crane sage advised, "Great void-eyed tiger sage, the heaven saint has a blood feud with your great void-eyed tiger race. Now is the best opportunity. As long as you attack with us, we can take advantage of this great opportunity to kill the Heaven Saint. In this universe, besides the human race, no one is willing to see the Heaven Saint step into the Emperor realm." The great void-eyed tiger sage sighed faintly and said, "It's too late. Back when the Heaven Saint had just risen, if you had joined forces with us, there would have been a 70 to 80% chance of defeating him. But now, he has already matured. No one is a match for him anymore. The Heaven Saint is far more terrifying than you can imagine. Listen to my advice, stop." A strange glint flashed in Flying Crane Sage's beautiful eyes as she said, "Great void-eyed tiger sage, from your tone, you are also not willing to serve the Heaven Saint. As far as I know, you have not been restricted by the Heaven Saint. This is the best time and the only time." "That's right, I am not willing to serve the Heaven Saint. Unfortunately, he is too powerful. So powerful that I fear him. Flying Crane Sage, since you are blocking my path, then we can only fight. Otherwise, when the Heaven Saint seeks the Tao in the future, it will be hard for me to refuse. And as a friend, I do not want you to go there and die." The great void-eyed tiger sage's body flashed with countless runes as he took a step forward and attacked the Flying Crane Sage. The Flying Crane Sage frowned slightly as a feather flew into her hand and turned into a white crane blade. She took a step forward and faced the great void-eyed tiger sage. In a star field, countless green lightning interweaved with a sea of light, and a terrifying impact spread out in all directions. "Green Thunder Sage, why are you helping the Heaven Saint? He is the only existence that can advance to the eternal realm. Our universe needs him. Light Ocean Great Sage, please stop. The Heaven Saint's advancement is the will of this universe. If you stop me once he succeeds, your Light Sea race will also be in danger of being exterminated. No, The Heaven Saint is taking the risk to barge into the Emperor's door. His accumulation is not deep enough, and he is destined to fail. This is our best chance. And our only chance. In the void, countless powerhouses are fighting fiercely. Yang Feng's reinforcements are being blocked by different forces. Once Yang Feng advances to the Empyrean realm, no one else in this era will have any hope of advancing to the Empyrean realm. The human race will welcome the 9th Warlock Emperor and suppress countless powerhouses in the universe. Moreover, Yang Feng's soul has reached the Great Circle, and his battle prowess is heaven-defying. Once he advances to the Empyrean realm, he will be infinitely close to invincible overlords like the 7 Warlock Emperors. Most of the Empyreans sleeping in the river of time have decayed souls. They don't want an invincible overlord-rank Empyrean to appear in this era and compete with them for the opportunity to advance to the Eternal Realm. In the starry sky outside the Battle Demon Sect, everyone's eyes are focused on Yang Feng. Yang Feng barked and pointed down. A copious amount of gold lake water gushed into the sky from the gold lake and entered Yang Feng's body. Along with fluctuations of the law of karma, the gold lake on the other branch floating continents churned, and a tremendous amount of gold lake water surged towards Yang Feng in accordance with the laws of the underworld. The Azure Dragon clan and the other powerhouses didn't interfere with the flow of the gold lake. Open! After absorbing the power of the gold lake water, Yang Feng's eyes flickered fiercely, and he bellowed. Countless runes flashed on his fists, and he sent a punch containing the essence of power barreling towards the Emperor Gate. He dares to attack the Emperor Gate. Isn't the correct way to open the Emperor Gate to use all your strength, manifest your path, and communicate with the Emperor Gate? This is the textbook method passed down by the human 8 Warlock Emperors. That's the Emperor Gate formed from the laws of the universe. Is he crazy? Seeing this scene, the many holy and great holy experts in the surroundings were dumbfounded. Boom! The Empyrean Gate formed from the laws of the universe radiated resplendent silver light and shot towards Yang Feng. In an instant, countless wounds appeared on Yang Feng's body, the Dawn God armor cracked, and a copious amount of blood gushed out of his body and sprinkled into the sky. Interesting. The corners of Yang Feng's mouth rose into a smile of excitement. Countless runes flickered, and the wounds on his body healed quickly. Then, he flew towards the Emperor Gate again. Boom, boom, boom. Yang Feng frantically bombarded the Emperor Gate formed from the laws of the universe. Every strike shook heaven and earth, and a fearsome backlash force cracked his body, and blood sprinkled into the sky. Is he crazy? Is the heaven holy crazy? The holy and great holy experts looked at Yang Feng with incredulity on their faces. Fourth form, open. Yang Feng's power suddenly climbed to the limit, merged with the projection, and slammed a fist into the Emperor Gate. Torrents of time, spatial portals, power stars, devour black holes, and nets of fate suddenly appeared. Boom! Along with an earth-shaking blare, a hole was blasted open in the Emperor Gate. From the cave, countless laws of the universe as well as all kinds of power essence of the universe poured down, sprinkled on Yang Feng, strengthened his body and soul, and sublimated his body and soul. Virtually at the same time, a fearsome backlash force enveloped Yang Feng and blasted his right shoulder and right leg to pieces. The holy bones containing wisps of immortal holy force and comparable to holy-grade secret treasures as hard as holy-grade secret treasures crumbled and scattered with the wind. Chapter 1276. Ripples flickered, and a green figure boosted by the essence of speed surpassing the speed of light appeared in front of Yang Feng from the clouds 10,000 kilometers away in an instant and stabbed at him with a dagger in hand. Great Sage Azure Paragon. That was a half-emperor-ranked powerhouse who was reputed to be the fastest during the Black Emperor era. His grasp of timing is really ingenious. This is the moment when the heavenly saint is at his weakest. A trace of fear appeared in the eyes of the saints and great saints who were watching from the side. The eyes of the seemingly seriously injured Yang Feng flickered brightly, and he waved his left hand, and the torrent of time, the spatial portal, and the power star appeared, distorted space-time, and slammed into the Green Jew Holy's dagger. An incomparably terrifying power burst forth, and the dagger directly shattered into pieces. No! Great Saint Qingju had a horrified expression on his face as he let out a shrill scream. His body crumbled inch by inch into countless pieces that flew in all directions. Yang Feng's body split open again in an instant, and a large amount of blood spilled into the starry sky. A devouring black hole appeared and swept towards the remains of the green absolute great sage. Sky Saints, stop! An enraged voice came from afar, and a streak of azure light flashed as a gorgeous woman with an extraordinary temperament flew over from afar and descended into this part of the starry sky. The Devour Black Hole released a fearsome devour force that devoured the Green Jew Great Sage and devoured all his life origin. Another half-step emperor has fallen. So scary! A heavenly saint was actually able to instantly kill a quasi-emperor expert. How terrifying! Although he also paid the price. But his strength is too terrifying. As expected of a monster that can break through the emperor's door. The holy and great holy experts inhaled a breath of cold air and stared at Yang Feng with apprehension in their eyes. Tianxing, you killed my husband. I, the great green plum sage, swear that in this lifetime, I will use everything I have to kill you. No matter who it was, as long as they could kill a heavenly saint. I, the great sage of Green Plum, am willing to be his slave and serve him. A look of despair flashed in the eyes of the Green Plum great sage as she made a vow filled with resentment. An incomparably beautiful great sage was willing to be his slave and do whatever he wanted. It was very attractive even to a quasi-emperor. With a flash of green light, a figure surpassing the speed of light appeared behind the Green Plum Great Sage and slashed out with a sword so fast that it beheaded the Green Plum Great Sage. Green afterimages flashed, and the Green Plum Great Sage was sliced into countless pieces. His soul was also shattered. Hee, now you have become a corpse. Even if you wanted to be a slave, no one would want you. Along with bell-like laughter, Mycelia's figure appeared, a blue box appeared in her hand, and a fearsome attractive force emerged and sucked in the remains of the Green Plum Sage. The flesh and soul of any great sage were extremely precious treasures. A drop of the blood of a great sage can change the fate of an ordinary person. A steady stream of mystical power and laws of the universe gushed out of the Emperor Gate, strengthening Yang Feng's fleshly body and soul, allowing him to transform and evolve at a terrifying speed. With every breath of time, he would become more powerful. Awed by Yang Feng's ferocious might when he killed the Green Plum Sage with a single punch, the enemies hiding in the dark fell silent and waited to see what would happen, giving Yang Feng a short period of time to recover. Do it! A loud roar came from the void. Ripples flickered, and a fire star shrouded in flames appeared and barreled towards Yang Feng. The handsome star god quasi-emperor appeared, chanted an incantation, and shone with starlight. 13,600 stars flew out from the body of the Star God clan's half-step emperor, forming an incomparably profound barrier that locked down the void. The starlight in an area of millions of kilometers in radius was forcibly extracted, gathered in the 13,600 stars, and formed a barrier that can seal a quasi-empyrean step powerhouse. It is easy to defeat a quasi-empyrean step powerhouse, but it is very difficult to kill one. The quasi-emperor of the Star God clans sealed this space. What followed next was an endless battle to the death. The Red Rhombus race quasi-emperor, dressed in a red-gold armor and holding a red-gold dragon spear, appeared and stabbed at Yang Feng. The Green Rhombus race quasi-emperor, dressed in a green armor and holding a green dragon spear, stabbed at Yang Feng. Shrouded in a sea of negative energy, the Dark Sea race quasi-emperor pointed at Yang Feng with a scepter in his hand, and curses barreled towards Yang Feng. The Ghost Blade powerhouse moved at a high speed. Leaving afterimages in the void, he approached Yang Feng, looking for an opportunity to kill him in one blow. 6 quasi-empyrean step powerhouses, they are assassins of the Gamana universe. They are assassins sent by the Gamana universe. Did the Gamana universe send them to assassinate the Heaven Holy? When the holy and great holy rank powerhouses saw the 6 quasi-Empyrean steppe powerhouses, their eyes shimmered with enigmatic light, but no one took action. Facing the quasi-Empyrean steppe powerhouses, unless the holy and great holy rank powerhouses go all out, they may not be able to resist their attacks. Mykelia glanced at the 6 quasi-Empyrean steppe powerhouses, and her eyes shimmered with derision. Only the few of you came to die? With a flash of derision in his eyes, Yang Feng's aura trembled, countless runes shone, and quasi-Empyrean steppe fluctuations of power slowly diffused from him. In the sky, the Emperor's door also began to collapse inch by inch. Quasi-Empyrean. It turns out that he didn't choose to attack the Empyrean realm, but to advance to the quasi-Empyrean realm. So that's how it is. If he advanced to the Empyrean realm, he would have been weak for a period of time. But now, he is even stronger than before. But he gave up the opportunity to advance to the Empyrean realm in a single bound. The next time he wants to advance to the Empyrean realm, it will be much more difficult. The holy and great holy rank powerhouses commented and looked at Yang Feng with apprehension. Go to hell. Yang Feng beckoned with a hand, and the green sun halberd appeared in his hand, and he slashed at the fire star with the halberd. In an instant, 100 green suns suddenly appeared, combined into one, and, exuding indestructible immortal Empyrean might, slashed at the fire star. Boom! The fire star was slashed into countless pieces by the green sun, and the flame well quasi-Empyrean was also slashed to pieces. A black hole appeared and engulfed the flame well quasi-Empyrean, green rhombus quasi-Empyrean, red rhombus quasi-Empyrean, dark sea quasi-Empyrean, star god quasi-Empyrean, and ghost blade quasi-Empyrean, and fearsome devour light frantically extracted the life origin of the 6 quasi-Empyreans. In a breath of time, the flame well quasi-Empyrean was turned into ashes, and his life origin was sucked dry. The other 5 quasi-Empyreans cast spells and joined forces to attack the black hole. The combined attack of the 5 quasi-Empyreans smashed the devour black hole. A green halberd ray slammed into the dark sea quasi-Empyrean and sliced him into pieces, which were instantly swallowed by the black hole. Virtually silently, a person jumped out from the shadow behind Yang Feng, and as if he doesn't exist, a claw stabbed towards Yang Feng's heart. Shadow Claw Powerhouse, you're really amazing. If I didn't know of your existence, I might have been seriously injured by you. Unfortunately, since I already know of your existence, you're doomed to die. A torrent of time surged around Yang Feng, and his speed increased by 300 times. The green sun halberd in his hand turned into a green arc and slashed backwards. When the halberd slashed at the Shadow Claw Powerhouse, one of the Gamana universe's 6 heroes was split in two. Along with a crisp sound, a shadow life bead shattered, and the Shadow Claw Powerhouse disappeared. Shadow life beads are life-saving secret treasures of the Shadow Claw race. Each shadow life bead can die in place of a person once. Quasi-Empyrean steppe shadow life beads are extremely precious. After a quasi-Empyrean dies, only one will be born. There are less than 10 shadow life beads in the entire Shadow Claw race. Escaped? Unfortunately, you must die. If a top assassin like you doesn't die, I won't be able to eat or sleep in peace. Yang Feng frowned slightly, a fierce ray flashed in his eyes, and he waved his hand, and a net of fate appeared and entered the void. Threads of fate spread all over this starfield. Found you. How pitiful, to be sealed in this starfield. The Star God race's myriad star saint sealing barrier is truly amazing. Yang Feng glanced at a certain place in the void, showed a frigid smile, and blurred into motion and flew towards that area. Red Caltrop Soulbreaker Spear. The red rhombus race quasi-Empyrean burned his blood essence, and the rhombus crystal on his forehead shone and turned into a crimson soul spear stabbing towards Yang Feng. Red Caltrop Soulbreaker Spear is a desperate secret method of the red rhombus race. This secret method requires the red rhombus race powerhouse to burn their bloodline and soul in order to display it. It can attack the enemy's fleshly body and soul. You're courting death. Yang Feng frowned and slashed out with his halberd. The 100 suns split the sky combined into one and formed a green halberd ray that slashed towards the red caltrop soulbreaker spear. Boom! Green light and red light intertwined, cancelled each other out, and annihilated each other. Before the red radiance was completely extinguished, a blood-red radiance flew out from the radiance and entered Yangfang's Sea of Knowledge. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.